Oh, we're live again. I think it's episode 80 tonight. A Guy Think Podcast live experience special edition prediction show for BKFC 10. It is exciting. It is fantastic. It's fabulous. I'm here with my co-host today and fight analyst, Ray Jr. Ray, welcome.
You said fantastic, Joe. I strive for adequacy. I'm going to promise you today an at least mediocre podcast with probably 50-50 predictions.
50-50 is fine. You never know what's going to happen in a bare knuckle ring, though.
I'll tell you what, Joe, I'm a fan. They have absolutely sucked me in. Most promotions don't last 2 or 3 events. They're coming up on number 10. They're still growing, attracting bigger talent.
No, it's amazing. You got Hector Lombard now that just got recently signed. He's going to be in the main event coming up on Saturday in Fort Lauderdale.
Fucking terrifying, man.
He's a brutal man. But guys, I just wanted to say welcome again to the live experience, and do me a favor, follow at A Guy Think Podcast all over social media. You got to do it. You got to subscribe as well. Check out the website, aguythinkpodcast.com, for all the guests that have been on the show, all the latest and greatest news, analytics, whatever you need. I got it. And then also, of course, hit the subscribe button everywhere you go. You can do it all over the place. You can do it on Apple. You can do it on Spotify, every podcast there is. And you could also do it right here on Facebook and YouTube. Shout out to sponsors, Deck Masters of South Florida, for all your deck needs. Deckmastersofsouthflorida.com. They're going to hook you up. If your yard looks like shit, it won't anymore. Also, Hemp Boca. Check out Hemp Boca. We're going to be doing special giveaways tonight. There's going to be a trivia tonight. We're going to be giving away free CBD products, massage oils. So if you're into fitness and working out, obviously all our fighters are. This is some really good stuff to help relax the muscles. It's a great, great product, hempboca.com. And also my boy Frank Cristiano at Cross Country Mortgages. The man closes loans in 7 days, 561-504-1278. Hit him up. He will answer the phone during sex. He's done it before. The man will do it again. So you want to hit him up as well. Without further ado, our first guest of the evening, the one and only, Jeff Houston.
What's up, Joe? What's up, Ray?
What's going on, Jeff? How you doing, buddy?
What it do, bruh?
What it do? What it do? I mean, it's cool. I mean, it's cool, Ray. It's a guy thing.
It's a guy thing. You can pretty much say anything and get away with it, bro.
Absolutely, man. But nobody says it better than you, Joe.
Listen, you know what I'm saying? I try.
Can we do a quick little intro for maybe you got a couple of fans that on your podcast that aren't familiar with BKFC? Jeff Houston is the voice. He's the announcer. He is the voice for Bare Knuckle Fighting Championships. They're coming up on their 10th event. We've all heard people announce the fighters coming in, somebody who's world-renowned for the voice that resonates, carries baritone and bass throughout, reaches a crescendo, getting people hyped, getting people anticipated, getting people ready for the mayhem that's about to ensue. I got a chance to talk with him briefly before the show. Not only does he have a voice, he's incredibly entertaining. He's a virtuoso on pop culture. And I would say he's a hard 8, Joe. Good-looking guy. Look at those dimples.
Oh, yeah, man. Nice nipples. You guys are getting my nipples hard.
All the way in that hot, sweaty Texas, man. That's an accomplishment right there.
It's not so bad right now. It's weather by Sybil outside, 80, 20, 60, 40. It just doesn't know how to make up its damn mind. But we're doing okay. We don't get hot and sweaty until about June. We're good.
That's awesome, man. So what's up, Mr. Live Worldwide? Tell me about that.
It's just, kind of a moniker of what I do. I spend most of my time jet setting all over the world with some of the better promotions right now. I represent Road FC based out of South Korea, and they go all over Asia. And I've been with them for now 5 years now. And I also represent Absolute Championship Akhmat ACA. And they're one of the premier MMA organizations in the world. I mean, last year alone, I did 17 countries.
Wow. Man is well traveled.
Can I ask a fun fan question for you, Jeff?
You could try.
Hardest name to pronounce in your career?
The hardest names, out of thinking one off the top of my head, they just all blend together at one point. I've been doing this for 17 years this year, so it all blends together. But if there's one area that has harder names to pronounce, definitely Polish. Definitely Polish, because everything else breaks down in syllables. So it's a little bit easier phonetically to work with other cultures. But for some reason, Polish, when you see a name or you see a word, it's usually never pronounced the way that you would think it. And that kind of throws you for a loop. And also there are certain intonations in your voice and your throat that you have to make that you're not familiar with because, you're not from that area. So I think probably Polish is definitely the hardest.
47 consonants and a hammer and sickle at the end with an E somewhere in the middle. And apparently that last name spells Jędrzejczyk.
Joanna Jędrzejczyk. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's a fun one, and it doesn't sound anything like it says. Yep.
So you also have a new podcast that came out, which I'm excited to know more about, and I definitely will subscribe. Tell our viewers a little bit about the podcast.
Oh yeah, it's Loudmouth Fisticuffs, and I do it in conjunction with Combat Insiders. And me and my boy Josh, we just talk about the fight game, talk about whatever comes to our mind. We have a pretty good banter back and forth, because the best thing is that we're not sycophantic yes men and agree with each other. I cannot do that. I have to put you on the spot if you are wrong. And if I think you're wrong, I don't care even if you are right. You're still wrong in my idea. And I'm going to put that out there. And when I do put that out there, it makes wonderful banter back and forth. And I think that's what people want. I think that they want that banter, because if you're always agreeing with somebody, that I'm sorry, that's like a cold shower on a, I don't like that. So, but it's good stuff. Loudmouth Fisticuffs, we're loud, we're abrasive, we don't give a shit, man. We just have a good time. If people don't like what we're saying, we tell them, hey, you can either do two things. You can fuck off, or you can listen.
Jeff, I absolutely love what you said, man. I think that almost too often, whether it be sports or politics, people like to live in an echo chamber where they just want to hear people regurgitate the same opinions. Mm-hmm. I remember, what was the ESPN show where they had 4 Around the Horn?
Around the Horn.
That was one of the first things that Tony Reale was on that, mm-hmm. Woody Page, a young Skip Bayless. That when somebody stands firmly footed in their convictions, and I tell you what, Jeff's probably going to put out some great podcasts with predictions for fights. I've done mine. I had a podcast channel for a while that monetized. People, you know what's even better than when you make good picks? When you make bad picks. You will get 20-1 comments when you're wrong versus when you're right.
So true.
Hey,
love to beat you.
But you're getting press. And I'm going to tell you,
right.
There is no such thing as bad press anymore. And honestly, the people who disagree with you will disagree with you so much more passionately than the people that do agree with you. In fact, they'll continue to listen to you just to let you know how wrong you are.
That's right.
Do you remember the
I wanted to give a quick shout out to Christine Faria. She gave us a shout out just now. Christine is going to be at BKFC 11, March 14th, fighting to win her championship back against Helen Peralta. The first fight was just an absolute brawl. Very close fight. The decision went to Helen. Jeff, what'd you think of that battle?
I'm going to tell you, that was one of the defining fights that actually helped BKFC grow as a company. Yeah. We have so many right now that we cultivate that have really helped the brand grow. But as far as from the female division, you couldn't have asked anything more from those two ladies after that fight. I mean, they did not look like the same ladies, the same fighters going in to that fight as they did coming out. I mean, they both went to the hospital. I mean, they both gave us everything that they got, and it could have gone either way. It was really close. I mean, it wasn't one of those things to where I could say either one of them may have been robbed depending on the situation. It was really that close.
Yeah, it really was. And I saw Helen Peralta's eye was completely shut.
Completely.
And I noticed that's something and that's not taking anything away from Peralta. It is what it is. It's bare knuckle. It happens. But Christine Faria has that reputation for closing eyes. I've seen it in every single one of her bare knuckle matches. Yep. She's shut eyes, dude. I mean, she could hit. She's powerful.
She liked doing that in Invicta too.
Shout out to Invicta. That's an underrated promotion. Her name escapes me. Who's the president? Shannon Knapp. Shannon Knapp. She did one of the most highbrow things I've ever seen. Their inaugural event, there was something wrong with the pay-per-view event. So instead of canceling it and hoarding the money, she decided to make it available for everybody. I would say next to Dana White and, maybe Strikeforce putting women's MMA on the map, Shannon Knapp took it to the next level. And the reason that some of the women have the platform they have today to compete is due to Shannon Knapp, a woman I don't think gets her due respect in the sport as a whole.
Absolutely. But, this one was a little disappointing to me this last time because my girl, Jinyu Fry, I'm going to tell you, I think that she's probably one of the best atom weights in the world. And it was just so sad that, she came off weight so bad that she had to relinquish the title and then she wins the fight.
Is that 95 pounds, Jeff?
Atom weight is 105.
105. Okay.
105. Cool. So, Jeff, what are your do you want to weigh in on any predictions or anything that you want to talk about this upcoming BKFC 10 pay-per-view?
Just when you think that the fights can't get any better, They continue to build these amazing cards. I mean, I have nothing but the most awesome respect for our matchmakers and our staff on Bare Knuckle. They just strive to make every single show better. And the card on this, there are so many matchups that I'm so sickly excited about. I mean, I honestly, one of the most anticipated debuts since we've started, Hector Lombard. And I just think, man, when we unleash him into the squared circle, man, it's seriously, man. I mean, it's just going to be like Wild Kingdom, man. It's going to be like a lion on a gazelle, man. But then again, the last thing I'm going to do, let me rephrase that, because Dave Mundell's no fucking gazelle. Dave Mundell has had 2 convincing wins in bare knuckle this far, and he's coming in with the experience that Hector doesn't. Hector is going to have to rely on his preparation for this, plus also his remarkable MMA career, and also the fact that he's also an Olympic judoka on top of that. So that's a lot.
Silver medalist, if I'm not mistaken. And Jeff is well versed in combat sports. He's a guy I'm legitimately becoming a fan. People don't realize Hector Lombard had the welterweight or the middleweight championship in Bellator for several years. He held it.
He was the inaugural.
Yes, all right.
He has wins over the likes of Nate Marquardt, Alexander Shlemenko. He's got a couple of wins under his resume that are no joke.
He's a very fast starter. He charges at you. He's like a Mike Tyson.
He has the Yoel Romero gene. He had no neck. He is a big, scary man.
I've never seen someone put on muscle as fast as he does.
Yeah.
I mean, his genetic structure just has to be sick, man, because he just puts on muscle so quick. And when he steps on, man, he's not only shredded, but he's big, and that's scary.
Jeff, you're more well-versed in bare knuckle than I am. Let me ask you a question. A guy like Hector Lombard, who carries around a ton of muscle, bare knuckle, me coming from the boxing background that I do, I'm guessing that the volume is going to be slightly lower because you can't throw with reckless abandon having bare hands. Do you think that's going to suit a guy like Hector Lombard, who might be better suited for spurts of energy and then periods of recovery?
When it comes to that, the first thing that I think of is that it really just depends on how his cardio game is going to play in this, because when you're carrying around that kind of muscle, sometimes it can be a detriment to you because you're carrying around a lot more muscle. And as we know, muscle weighs a shit ton more than fat. So, there is that could possibly take a little momentum off. But then again, we've also seen the momentum that this guy generates from his shots, which is ungodly. So I think that Dave will probably be the faster of the two in this outing. But as far as punching power right now, I got to give it to Hector. But then again, I don't know how Hector is going to fare up in a bare knuckle sense, because it's a completely different animal. It's a completely different pace. So a prediction is kind of hard for a debuter, because I think about him on the MMA side, and then when you transition over here, it's just so remarkably different.
Did you see the line, Jeff?
What's that?
Did you see the line on the Lombard redneck fight?
It's close.
No, I haven't.
It's like plus 150, minus 185. I mean, it's about as much of a. I was absolutely blown away when I took a peek at the line, which means one of two things. Either I'm completely fucking wrong, or they know something that we don't know.
Yeah.
I would have expected to see Hector come out at about 300, 350.
Well, the one thing that I really like right now about Hector is, how much he's been pumping up bare knuckle ever since that, he signed on. He's really excited and genuinely happy to be a part of this organization. Mm-hmm. And the one thing that I want to see, especially for the debuters that come in, I want them to see this as an opportunity to be a star rather than a stepping stone. I don't want to see people that use this as a platform to get back into the main show. I want them to believe that this is the main show, or will be the main show. So
it's funny you brought that up, Jeff, because me and Ray were talking about this earlier before the show, but Jim Ehlers is one of those guys. We feel like he's building himself up as a legitimate BKFC bare knuckle fighter. He's going to make, obviously he's been in the UFC, but he's making his name here in bare knuckle. And I think that's kind of a guy that Dave Feldman and BKFC can back up.
And he's about as game bred as he's as game as they come. Jimmy Ehlers, and real quick, Jeff, what I mentioned to Joe was I see these guys who they get kicked out of a major promotion. They go to whether it's Titan FC, RFC, CFFC, K-Tree Fighting Championships. That's another great promotion up in New England. Mm-hmm. Yep. And they win 2 or 3 and they come back. Even Anthony Johnson Rumble's a guy that took that route. Jimmy Ehlers looks to be a guy who is absolutely developing a home, establishing roots, and loving BKFC. I would almost say that he's got more fanfare for his success in BKFC than he did in the world of MMA.
And there's a very good reason for that, because he has pushed this ferocious pace that none of us expected. None of us expected him to be this ferocious and have wins over, reputable names that he has already. I mean, he's 3-0 and 3-0 in absolutely convincing fashion. So that is what I love most of all about bare knuckle. And I've said it on so many podcasts. I've said it to so many people. What makes this sport is the pace. Pushing that pace and staying inside the pocket, staying inside of the circle, in the squared circle. And that's what Dave Feldman wants more than all. He wants fights to go out there, give it their all. This isn't scientific. He isn't looking for that. He's looking to guys to go in there and scrap and give us everything that they got. And honestly, I agree. That's what I want to see too.
I absolutely do too. Absolutely. Jeff, I want to thank you for starting the show off with us, brother.
No problem.
Man. So
my pleasure. Like I said, it's been a long time coming, and it feels justified to be here.
It does, man. I would love to do a one-on-one with you whenever you have time. I know you travel a lot, but I'd love to do a one-on-one podcast with you and have you on as my main guest. And but I am so honored and thankful that you took the time out of your schedule to start this prediction show off, man. I appreciate it.
No, I'm gonna tell you, man, it's my pleasure. And you wanted that one-on-one, ain't nothing to it but to do it, dude.
Let's do it, baby. Well, I will see you in person this Saturday at the pay-per-view, baby.
Oh, man, I'm getting kicked off already, man. That's like an outro, man. He's like, Jeff, you did real good. Now it's time for more important people.
No,
Let's cut to some commercials from shitty companies that we don't actually support, Joe. We've got to take a commercial break, and then you could sit down 2 chairs left to the next guest, like on Conan or Letterman, Jeff.
Oh, I get shifted down. All right.
Can I ask Jeff one quick one?
Of course.
Jeff, I'm becoming a fanboy. Quick, 2 questions. One,
okay.
Any two combat athletes in history could bare knuckle. Who are they? And any 2 celebrities you could see bare knuckle. Go.
Wow, that's a tough one. Wow. Okay. All right. So combat.
Mine's Charlie Sheen and Gary Busey.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Gary Busey might be a little tough because his dental bill coming back would be outrageous. and Charlie Sheen can't do anything now. He's HIV positive, man.
I don't think the commission's going to pass.
They're not going to pass him on that one now, man. Okay. On the celebrity side, something, man? I'd like to go ahead with all the shit that he talked on fucking Fight Club. Let's get Brad Pitt in there.
All right. And Ed Norton, fuck it. Let them fight.
No. Because, Edward Norton bitched more than Brad Pitt did.
Brad Pitt can fight Greta Thunberg.
Ooh. That could be intriguing. That could be intriguing, actually. Let's see. Who else would I put in there? Something? Another guy that I'd like to see, because more than likely I just like to see him get punched in the face. I'd love to see Tom Cruise go out there and get his face punched in.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. Those are 2 celebrities that I'd like to do it. And as far as athletes now, are we talking about just combat sports or athletes just across the board?
Any sport. Go.
Any sport. Okay. Something? If he were in his prime, oh my God. I'd love to see Ric Flair go out there and fucking do some bare knuckle.
Stops, baby.
Because nobody cut a promo like he did. So therefore, if he could kind of back that up with a promo, oh man, he'd be hotter than hot. And you know what? Let's go ahead and let's get LeBron James out there, because all LeBron James does is bitch and whine when he twists his ankle. Let's get him out there and put him in a real man sport and see if he, continues to bitch.
Dude, I like
it.
Jeff, you got a fan, man. Thank you so much for taking the time, brother.
No problem.
We'll see you Saturday, bro.
Rock and roll.
That's what it did, bro.
What it do?
Jeff Houston, everybody, one of the greatest, if not the greatest, ring announcer on the planet.
Quick on his
at least
feet,
in my
too.
opinion.
Witty
Great guy. You got to see Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. If you haven't seen it, even just YouTube Jeff Houston. First of all, he's got the greatest bow ties in the world, in my opinion.
I do.
And the greatest shoes. They don't really show the shoes a lot on TV, but if you're out there in person, you get to see these spiked little devils that he wears on his feet, and they're awesome.
I'm interested to see if he's going to go with the 11 wide wingtip, Joe.
We have he's laughing. I can hear him.
Dude, I fucking love that guy. Jeff Houston, I'm gonna add you on Facebook, bro. I'll hit you up in the DMs. I love you.
Let's go. Let's shoot over. We got Chris from MMA Uncensored. Jeff's back on. May as well just have Jeff pop back in. I like it.
Just leave me here. Guys.
Carry in the podcast. A couple of cock-flavored lollipops.
Yeah. We have. There's Chris, CEO of MMA Uncensored. Show it off, baby. Diaz. Team Diaz, baby.
That's what's up. Pumping this podcast to the maximum effect.
Chris, you're on. You're live,
guys,
brother. Let's get to it.
Just for the record, hey guys, real quick. Just for the record, you guys are breaking up, so I've been trying to figure out a way to make it not. So like I'm hearing like a tunnel. I'm trying though. Tell me what I can do to fix it.
Well, you look really good in that jacket there. I got to tell you. It looks great. But yeah, you're cutting up a little bit, man. Check that Wi-Fi, bro. Try to get closer to your neighbor's Wi-Fi if you can. I like it. Looks good. I want to get into the first fight of the night. Good? I want to get into the prelims. I want to talk about it, Ray.
Talk about it, Joe.
I want to talk about the preliminary fight. I believe we got Brian Maxwell teed up in the prelims, and he's going up against Yuli Diaz.
No. Our prelim is actually going to be Fred Pierce taking on Francesco Ricci.
Oh, okay. So you got it. Okay, so I got a different lineup. Okay, good. So let's talk about it then. We got the Fred Pierce match. We actually talked about that a little earlier. So what do you know about this Ricci guy? Because I just know he's from Naples, Italy. I haven't seen any of his fights. Have you heard anything, Jeff?
You know what? He's new on the radar for me too. I know that he does have an MMA record. He's relatively new in MMA on top of that. So there's not a whole lot that I know about Francesco Ricci. It looks like we lost MMA Uncensored.
We got him on standby till he gets.
He's getting his technical difficulty sorted out. Good stuff. I don't know too much about him.
We went back to the X that we know and love.
That was the smart decision. I mean, I totally understand that. But also talking about the bare knuckle cowboy, you know, Fred Pierce. He's another guy who I really want to see good things for in bare knuckle because he's a big supporter. And he loves it. And he talks nothing but Doritos about Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship. And that's the kind of person that you want on your team. And, you know, I think he's going to have a good fight. Hopefully he'll get one in the win column, get him moving forward. So, you know, I'm looking forward to it. And that's our prelim fight that we're given to the convention center before we get kicked off at 9:00 Eastern time with our pay-per-view.
Yeah, I like Fred, man. Fred's he had a hard-fought battle. Going into BKFC 8, he was fighting Jack Jusola. It was a good fight. And Jeff, I believe you were the ring announcer for that, if I'm not mistaken.
No, unfortunately, no, it wasn't me, man. It just somebody, devilishly handsome and looks just like me. But it happens.
I heard he got bootleg bow ties from Canal Street too.
Canal Street, God, is that what I'm worth to you? Shit.
No, not you. Him, the imposter Jeff Houston. His name was Josh Dallas.
Well, then I'm going to have a word with Mr. Dallas.
So we got Fred Pierce. So Fred Pierce, man, what I like about this guy, he's got a lot of heart.
Can you tell the fans which one Pierce is, Joe?
Pierce has the black trunks on, and Jusela's got the gray and the white and the black. But I like Fred Pierce. He's a bulldog. He's going to come at you. He's got a nice amateur boxing record as well. He's been an amateur boxer for quite some time. So I do like this guy, man.
I'd like him to protect his face a little bit more.
I was about to mention, Jeff, lateral movement doesn't seem to be his strong suit, taking his head off the center line. He does throw punches at great range, and that's probably going to be a de facto way for him to create distance between him and his opponents. But yeah, his chin is way up in the air, and he tends to be very in and out, very linear in his approach.
You don't want to have a bullseye on your chin. You don't want to put that out there. And
that's
I think
not
that
what Monica Lewinsky said.
Excuse me, please. I did not come on her dress. I came in her mouth.
Yes.
Well, I want to see him use the jab more. I think if Pierce uses a jab more to set up the power shots, I think he's going to have better chances.
If he can throw that jab off the back foot, they call it the bow and arrow. So basically, if you're an orthodox fighter, you mean fighting left hand in front, you draw that right foot back and you extend the left hand, kind of helping to create range, especially for a guy who might not be able to slip a roll and create that lateral movement that we might see in a more traditional boxer.
And tuck that chin.
I saw his chin. Exactly, Jeff.
Tuck that chin, man.
Yep, absolutely, man. So Ricci, again, I don't know much about the guy. I know I'm getting spell checked, Josh, but I saw two different spellings for him. I saw R-I-C-C-I, and then I saw R-I-C-C-H-I from the official bare knuckle website there. So I don't know. I don't know what the official spelling is.
It is R-I-C-C-H-I. It is the correct spelling of it, yes.
All right. Well, let's see. Yeah, let's see what happens with it. I don't even have any video footage on the guy, so I don't know. What do you think, Ray? What's your take?
So a guy like Pierce, when I see somebody like that breathing with his mouth open, still moving forward, still throwing shots while getting tagged, especially in bare knuckle, a guy like that's going to be really hard to march through. European fighters typically aren't known for their grit the same way that guys out of Emmanuel Stewart's Kronk Gym in Detroit, Gleason's Gym up in Brooklyn. I really think that this is going to be a test of someone. He's the kind of guy you got to, from what I've seen in the limited video, you got to beat him to kill him. And I don't think everybody's got the moxie or the true grit to walk through somebody like that. If you ever seen The Dark Knight, what happens when an immovable object meets an immovable force? From what the limit.
Irresistible force meeting the immovable object. Gotcha there, Ray. Come on.
He got you.
Jeff, I'm like the Big Lots version of you, okay? I'm desperately trying to be you. And like, I'm sold on the consignment rack at TJ Maxx. So like if somebody wants a Jeff original jacket, I'm what they buy at that secondhand store.
Hey, man, I shop.
Oh, Ray, there's no coupons for you.
But I mean, I'm being sincere. You got a lot of guys like that who've made a long career in boxing and in MMA just based on their durability and toughness. One that comes to mind is Tim Bosch. He's a guy that didn't have a tremendous amount of athleticism, but I mean, he would just keep walking you down. He had a fight do you remember the fight with Yushin Okami, Jeff?
Of course I do.
He caught a couple of uppercuts. Tim Bosch was absolutely getting destroyed. And if you watch a guy who can hang in there, hang tough, the other guy might get an inflated sense of confidence. And instead of trying to pick his shots, get a little bit over aggressive. What I've seen from Pierce, I think that he's a guy who could exploit maybe an over aggressive young Ricci.
It depends on if Ricci, starts to get complacent. That's the one thing, because sometimes it's just like what you said. Sometimes they may have an exuberance of confidence, and then they may think that they're, maybe doing a little bit much, and so they get a little complacent in their fighting, and they take it a little easy. And I hope that that's not the case here, because this is bare knuckle, and this is the last thing that you want to do when you're in there is take it easy. I mean, the only person that I remember anybody since we started bare knuckle that sort of took it easy was Rico Rodriguez.
Former UFC champion, by the way.
I'm going to tell you something. Rico, I have no problem with Rico myself. It's just, I don't think he was a fit for bare knuckle. I just don't think it was great that he was there, and it was wonderful that he was there for the debut event, because, his name helped put us on the map. And the last thing that I'm going to do is, talk trash or shit about, Rico, but I just he didn't look like a fit. He didn't look like he was enjoying himself as much as he previously was. So that's what I'm just saying. And he ran a little bit, and that's not what we want to see. We don't want to see people get on their bike.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Well, I got somebody coming in. I got my boy Joshua popping in from Combat Insiders, man. This is a great guy right here.
My partner in crime There he is.
Hey guys, welcome to another exciting episode of Loudmouth Fisticuffs. I'm here with Jeff Houston and my buddies over here, the Guy Thing podcast here. Shout out to those guys. How's everybody doing? Wait a minute. This isn't Jeff. What is this? What's happening?
Somebody's really trying to sell something, and it's really not happening.
I'm sorry. I tried.
No, sir.
I tried, Jeff. Come on.
That was a fail. Can you guys believe this? Oh, I'm sorry. Let me look this way so I can look at you guys. Can you believe this? This is just a fail. It's a fail.
What's up, fellas?
Jeff, can you kiss me, Jeff?
Well, give it a shot.
So
you gotta go the other way, right?
So Josh, you hear anything about Ray, man?
Jeff.
No, I'm just great. But so I heard Ray kind of swings that way now, man. So it's interesting, man. What do you know about that? I haven't heard anything through the grapevine.
I don't know, brother. My ears aren't tuned in, apparently.
Ooh.
So, Josh, what's going on, man? What do you got to take on this BKFC pay-per-view coming up, brother?
Man, I tell you what, man, I'm pumped. We were just talking about it before, but from top to bottom, man, I tell you what, I'm psyched. I'm psyched for Reggie and Matt Murphy. I'm psyched for Lorenzo and Gustavo. I'm psyched for Dat and Abby. I mean, yeah, of course, Palomino and Brito, Jim Ellis, Caleb Harris. I mean, I'm essentially reciting the whole card, but I can't help it. I mean, I'm pumped for the whole damn card. And I feel like a broken record. Every time we get close to the next card, I always say kind of the same thing, and it probably seems like it's, rehearsed, or I just have to say it. I can't help it. I was telling Jeff about this. I love the sport. Yeah. I love the brand. I love the fighters. It's just it's just I can't help it.
What's
can't
it
help
for you, Josh? What's it for you that separates bare knuckle from everything else that you're just such a big fan? Because I'm with you. I'm sold out for the sport. I've always been a boxing fan. And when bare knuckle like really became mainstream again with Dave Feldman's promotion, I was sold out for it. So what's it for you?
One of the things that we touch on quite a bit is the pace. The pace is super exciting. The 2-minute rounds, it's the best. It's the best stuff taken from like the MMA stand-up and put into a different package and wrapped up in a different package. It's the tide of the match can literally change just at the drop of a hat. One guy can be winning clearly. One punch can change the tide, and it's so unpredictable. And man, I just love it. I really can't say enough about it.
All right, let's talk predictions. So we talked about Pearson, this guy Ricci, man. What do you guys got?
This is tough because I know Fred, so I don't want to. This is tough, man. I hate making like predictions for a lot of these. I mean, I'll give.
You hate making predictions on a prediction show?
No. Hold on. Wait. What I do is I give like an analysis on the two fighters and kind of break them down and maybe kind of give my odds on who might win. I don't like to straight up
man.
say
Let's do it. Break it down. Pearson Ricci, brother.
I don't know, man. I think Fred, with his experience, he lost his last time out, and it goes a long way, right? Losing in bare knuckle, he still has that bare knuckle experience now, so I think it goes a long way, in this bout. So I'm gonna have to give it to Fred just based off of he's got the previous experience, he's got one in the chamber now. I think he's gonna go out there and prove a point. The bare knuckle
let me ask you this then. Do you know anything about Ricci? Because I don't know. I just know he's from Naples, Italy, and he's got one pro MMA fight, and that's all I found on him. So do you guys know anything other than what I've just said?
He's sponsored by Ronzoni on his trunks. I actually saw that. Angel hair postured by Ronzoni.
Yeah, that's I'm kind of in the same boat. I've heard his name before, and I've seen what you've seen because we put him up on he's up on Knucklepedia. Small plug, sorry. He's up on there, but yeah, as far as like records and stuff, I found the same thing you guys did. So I don't know a whole lot about him. So unfortunately,
yeah. Anything you're looking forward to? What's the fight that you're looking forward to the most? Because for me, it's definitely Ehlers and Harris. That's the one that I'm looking forward to the most, hands down.
That's tough because man, that's tough. It just there's different reasons. I'm gonna say Dat and Abby. I mean, I'm really looking forward to seeing what Dat can do because with the fight, the last minute fight, not on his end but on Travis's end, back at BKFC 8. I think he's made for the sport. He was so comfortable in there. I think the transition was so easy for him, and I think him coming into this one's going to be that much. He's going to be even more comfortable. And somebody like Abby, who was, he's seasoned now. He's a seasoned bare knuckle guy now.
Yeah, and he's gotten better with every fight. If you notice with Abby, he had a rough go with Bedford, but he stuck it in there. But this is a guy that's gotten better and better with every bare knuckle fight. He's gotten more conditioned. He's gotten bigger. He's more muscle on him now. I was there. I interviewed him live at 8 in Tampa. Yeah. He looked great in that match. So I think it's definitely a guy that's starting to really get acclimated with bare knuckle. He's moving his head a lot. He's faster. He's using the jab a lot to set up the power punches. So I really see this being a really, really well-matched fight between him and Dat. So I think, to me, and I said this last night when I interviewed Ehlers and Harris on my podcast, I told him, I was really looking forward to seeing this surprise fight of the night between these two, and they agreed as well. I think it's going to be a blowout, man.
Well, no, that's gonna be a good one. But I'm gonna tell you the one that I'm looking forward to that I think that's gonna be just fireworks. I can't wait for Gustavo Trujillo and Lorenzo Hunt.
That's another one.
That's some big hands. That's some
barn
big
burner.
hands.
Yeah, it's a barn burner.
Because both of them left impressions. Gustavo had a beautiful win his first time out, and Lorenzo had, which is now one of the most trash talk fights. His first fight out, and unfortunately, it ended with an injury stoppage. But these two guys put together have got just bad intentions in those hands, and I think the two of them together are just going to make magic.
Do you know about Gustavo's story?
Gustavo's got a MMA background. It's not too stellar and everything like that because I'm not exactly 100% sure why, but Gustavo, just when I saw him come in here, I was a little intrigued about exactly what was going to go down and if he was going to gravitate towards this. And then I saw him for the first time when he stepped into the squared circle, and I was just like, my God. This guy's
He's
huge.
a beast, man. But his backstory,
but he's big. I mean, he's big. Do I know about his backstory? No. The most that I know, he's 2-1 as a pro MMA fighter.
Does his frame remind you of a young Phil Davis?
100%.
That's what I see when I look at him.
He does have a Mr. Wonderful build. Yeah.
So the cool thing, it's actually a great story, but Gustavo was actually he's from Cuba, obviously the Cuban assassin, but he defected to the United States. He stuck himself in. Let's be honest. That's his story. That's the story he told me on my podcast. And he got over to the Dominican Republic. They mistaken him for being Haitian, and there's a really bad beef over there in DR with the Haitians. So they tried to kill him twice, and he had to talk to them and explain to them that he came from Cuba. The guy was homeless for 3 or 4 months, was eating out of garbage pails, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. He got over to the United States. Finally, he started to train. He didn't know anybody. He didn't have any friends. He started to train only 4 years ago. He started to train and had his first pro MMA fight and then first bare knuckle fight. And as you can see right here on the screen, look what this guy did. It's an incredible story. He's a great guy, man.
He fights like an assassin. His nickname is appropriate. He just absolutely took him out, and he had those beautiful hooks he throws in, those good haymakers, and he's got really good range.
Jeff is absolutely right. He sits down on that lead hook and he throws it thumb up. He creates rotations, centrifugal force. Throwing that lead hook is one of the toughest punches in boxing. And what I saw him able to do through bare knuckle, he's got a pro WBC caliber lead hook.
Oh, he made it look easy. Yeah.
He certainly did. Chris, how we doing over there? MMA Uncensored, brother. You look great. Again.
Yeah, okay. Hey, Chris, we know you have the shirt, man. We know you have the shirt. Well, can we hear you is the question. Can we hear you?
Can you hear me?
There we go. We can hear you. We can hear you.
I've been waiting to hear tonight.
There he is.
It's been a long time, man. It's been like Biloxi, like November. I'm like aching, man. I'm itching. You know what I'm saying? I'm itching. Need some fight.
There's a cream for that, Chris.
No, I got the.
Speaking of a cream for that, by the good people at Hemp Boca, we've got
cream
massage oil.
Oh, that's right.
For all your post-workout.
Game Up Nutrition by Nate Diaz. He has
anti-inflammatory,
all sorts of stuff. Look at this.
What the fuck, Josh? Where's our plug? They got
right
plug.
Right there.
That's the other show.
You can't.
What is that, guys? That is a CBD non-THC pre-roll from GameUpNutrition.com.
But you can't be plugging that shit on my show,
and then uncensored all day, every day.
I'm gonna mute you, dog. So listen, we're plugging Hemp Boca tonight because, as you can see, I'm wearing the Hemp Boca shirt. My boy over here is wearing the Hemp Boca shirt. But more importantly, for everybody in the chat, we're gonna do a real quick trivia. And Jeff Houston, Chris, and Josh, I want to see if you guys know the answer. Do not say it out loud till our people in the chat.
Yo, you were supposed to prep me. I text you. You were supposed to prep me for this.
All right, that's okay, dog. I try my best.
Can I ask the question in Nate Diaz voice?
You can do whatever you want, bro. You know the first question, right? That's this one right here. First, I don't care if you. By the way, full disclaimer: CBD massage oil. It's great for after training. It'll soothe the muscles. Okay. But somebody's going to win this. It's going to get mailed to your home.
Right there.
I don't care if you Google. I do not
U.S.
care if
Navy
you Google.
veteran. U.S. Navy veteran, right here, baby.
Question. We'll get the CBD oil.
And just a side note, it works great as a personal lubricating jelly. I just want to put a thing out here. I rooted for Nate Diaz. I had him winning both fights. I'm the biggest Nate Diaz fan in the world, but I love Tommy Toehold, so I love doing the Nate Diaz voice.
Okay, so here, look. Ready? Signed by Nate Diaz.
I'm not surprised, motherfuckers. Yo, so for real, who's the first knuckle fighter in modern day history?
Nate followed us on Instagram, and we got verified.
Bro,
So
you
we have
guys are doing
chat.
amazing shit, man.
Thank
No,
you, guys.
seriously, you guys are doing amazing. But hold on 1 second.
It's just me, man. It's
Hold
just
on
me.
1
One
second.
person. Just me.
All right.
So
Guys, who won the first American sanctioned women's bare knuckle fight in modern history? First person in the chat wins.
I'll even give you a fucking hint,
Massage
motherfuckers.
oil.
She's out there probably sparring with kangaroos and marsupials, motherfucker.
When do we answer, or we don't answer yet?
No,
right?
don't answer.
Okay.
She's out there boxing wallabies to the maximum effect. That's what's up. Shout out to Jake, Gil, the number 7 for being odd as fucking prime. look at those two.
All right, we're waiting. So, guys, I'll put it in the chat too. You guys, yeah. Who won the first American? What was it? Sanctioned. It was sanctioned women's bare knuckle fight.
Fucking master of Queensberry boxing rules and what now? So
That's easy.
approach the line, gentlemen, or ladies, or ladies.
Oh, first winner, chicken dinner. Brian Maxwell does it again. This is Brian Maxwell's second time winning something on a Guy Thing podcast.
Wow.
Brian
Red
Maxwell, you're a
Beard.com,
beast.
Red
You're an
Beard.com.
animal dog. Brian Maxwell, you just got yourself some hemp boca CBD massage oil, dog.
Rowdy Beck Raw.
Ryan's fighting Saturday night.
Maybe you should take away about a quarter of that, actually, because he did not include the nickname.
Oh, he didn't include Rowdy. That's right. Thank
Hey,
you.
Jeff,
Give him
Jeff,
three
you think you
quarters of it.
Googled it?
Half a
You
bottle.
think you Googled it,
Get
Jeff?
half a bottle.
Me and Joe are going to use some of that bottle after the podcast.
You know something? Maybe he did, but like I said, ruse is ruse, and I think that you should definitely take about a quarter out of that.
We're gonna let him slide.
Oh,
That's
get that piss away from me! Get that motherfucker
Well,
away
Jeff,
from me!
it's signed, but it's signed.
Oh.
It's signed. It's
Chris,
signed.
are you just grabbing things around you and putting them in the screen? What are you doing?
Ladies, I just want to let you know.
I mean, what kind of
Donald
question was that?
Cerrone autograph can of Copenhagen Mint Long Pit, brought to you by the good people at US. He actually chewed it, put it back in here, and I'm going to take a Donald Cerrone redip right now.
That is
Man, I
disgusting.
tell you what, man. When I blew my nose, when I
That
fought
was
fucking Tony
disgusting.
Ferguson, or no,
Did you
man,
just
I
do
don't
a
know
Donald
my
Cerrone
like that. I'm
redip?
fight fans. I just came to fight. I want to be tough for y'all.
Hey, redips aren't allowed, man.
Oh man, a dip on a guy, but it's a guy thing.
God,
So
that was a monster.
he certainly should dip. And the reason, because it looks like you guys have got some good bourbon that you're enjoying right over there.
Yeah, let's
Oh,
talk
this is
about Knob
amazing.
Creek for a second. This is breakfast in a bottle right
Shut
here.
up, Bob.
Oh, Knob Creek, man. Now
Oh,
that,
Bacon,
now
motherfucking
that,
bacon,
now
right?
That is
That's a good choice.
paradise.
that is
Hey,
a good
Jeff,
choice.
I was dating a girl recently. She was a bigger girl.
Wait. Before we get into
Wait,
your
let's get back to the Virgin Islands, Jeff.
hold on a second. Before Ray starts talking about fat chicks, let's
No,
talk
you
about
weren't.
it. We got on the subject. Lorenzo Hunt, Gustavo Trujillo. Ray, who's your pick?
Trujillo.
Trujillo.
I'm basically
I
going
got a
off the
Brooklyn
fact
accent.
that
I fuck up everything.
I might be one of the biggest Abel Trujillo fans in MMA. Maxwell looks great, man. He's a guy that throws heavy
No, it's
overhead.
not Maxwell. It's Lorenzo Hunt.
I'm sorry,
who's fighting.
Lorenzo Hunt. That's it's actually Mark Hunt's little brother. For those that don't know,
No, it
Brian
isn't.
Maxwell is a guy that throws really heavy overhand shots. He's a guy that throws
He's
from the
not
outside.
Brian Maxwell. It's Lorenzo Hunt versus Gustavo
Gustavo-
Trujillo.
Hey, hey, my
man,
question
how
to y'all
much of
is
that
who
CBD
hit happy
lotion are
hour
you
the
using,
hardest? I think the host hit happy hour the hardest.
I got Gustavo Trujillo.
Joe, I think it's time for your elocution lessons.
I think so. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. So, all right. Well, you switched because before you said Lorenzo Hunt, but let's talk about Lorenzo Hunt for a second, bro. We hit up Trujillo, but what about Hunt? Forget it, bro.
Trujillo.
That's just how I talk,
Trujillo.
bro. You're gonna have to deal with it.
I got something to say.
Hunt
I
is a
got something to say.
fucking beast,
Is that
bro.
okay?
Have you seen this man train? Have you seen the guy fight?
I've watched all the YouTube
Super
clips that I could
powerful
find.
dude, bro. So why not Lorenzo Hunt? I don't understand, bro. You got to explain this to me.
I saw Lorenzo versus Pena, and Jeff. I think you were there also.
I think so too.
That was a fucking war.
It
I went
was.
backstage. It was those two. They didn't really like each other too much. I'd love to see that rematch. 5 rounds.
I will tell you one thing, man. Lorenzo Hunt is an awesome interview, man. Like he brought his
Yeah.
whole posse over to me. He had the whole crew, bro. Like, and the dude could fight, man. Like, and he's got great head movement. I mean, if you see him fight, he's very quick. He's powerful.
Was
as
that
hell,
a shout
man.
out to Edmund Treverdian?
No.
Ed Booper.
Head movement.
Wow.
Talking about GSP? Oh,
No, Joe said he had great head movement. I said, was that
Ronda Rousey.
introvertian?
Don't stop.
yeah. Okay.
I was reading you.
There's like 18 MMA fans that get that joke.
I'm not one of them.
He said he's one of them.
No, I said I'm not one of them.
Ronda was
I
fighting
said
Amanda
I'm
Nunes.
not.
The only concern I have with Lorenzo Hunt,
Ronda, head movement. Not telling her how to move her head or why to move, just
head movement.
reiterating the phrase head
Just
movement.
head movement. The only thing that I hope, and this isn't really a knock on him, it's just he's a big, powerful dude, Lorenzo Hunt. He's a big, powerful dude. The one thing from BKFC 8 when he fought Reggie Pena, by the third round he started slowing down big time. Right, he was his punches were getting labored, and Reggie was getting nice shots to the body. So, but with that said, that's not really a knock on him. It's just he was trying to take his block off. He was trying to take Reggie's head off. Now that could have been because of the added hostility, because those two guys, like when I say like legit didn't like each other, they legit did not like each other. So I don't know.
That wasn't a work. That wasn't a work.
No, it was not a work at all. So I don't know if that added to the, just the adrenaline dump, right before the fight, and maybe that was, something to do with it. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, well, they both did. I mean, they both talk smack. I mean, Lorenzo
started it. Lorenzo definitely initiated it on the shit talking, and then Reggie, started not caring, and then he started getting into it, and then they had really good back and forth.
Yeah. So I think if that's not a factor in this one, I can't see. I think I'm going to take Lorenzo in this. I'm going Lorenzo.
That was your original choice, Ray. What about you, Chris?
Nutrition, CBD split. I'm going to go with Lorenzo by KO in 1.
Ooh. Ooh, I do not agree with that.
Bold statement.
I do not agree with that. I think that we are downplaying the Cuban assassin, and I think the Cuban assassin knows what kind of challenge he's got coming his way.
It's a dangerous fight for both. I think it's dangerous for both.
It is, but I think Gustavo's not going to be a first. I mean, I don't think there's going to be a first round knockout. I mean, it could go either way in that sense, but I just don't see that happening personally. I see, Gustavo being trouble.
Jeff, do you see if Gustavo is able to keep the fight at the range that a body type similar to Mr. Wonderful could, do you see that creating problems for Lorenzo Hunt? Not too unlike Mark Hunt, who is the guy who always had to fight on the inside.
He doesn't have. Neither one of these guys have to fight on the inside. They're almost of equal height. I mean, except Lorenzo. Lorenzo's a little bit bigger. I think the Cuban assassin is about 6'2", and Lorenzo's about 6'3", if I'm not mistaken. So it's going to be. He had a decisive height advantage over Reggie Pena.
Who did?
Yeah, Lorenzo. Yeah. Lorenzo.
I thought they were close.
Over Pena?
A couple inches, maybe?
Yeah, you got the fight right here. I don't know if it was.
It's not too much. I think Pena was the same height or higher.
Reggie's my height. Reggie's about 5'11", almost 6 feet tall. Lorenzo is almost 6'3".
No, the tail of the tape.
I don't think so.
Reggie's 6
I think he's like 6 foot, 5'11".
Yeah. Reggie's.
I stood next to Lorenzo Hunt when I was interviewing him, and he did not look 6'3". He looked about 5'10".
He looked your height, Joe. He was every bit of 5'5".
Oh my God! I don't know how big he is, but I think they're about the same size.
Lorenzo's 6'3". He's legit 6'3".
Yeah, he reminds me of Tyron Woodley a little bit.
Damn, man. Then he's even more dangerous than I thought, bro. He's a big dude. I don't know, man. It's gonna be a scrap.
I think so.
Okay,
I think so.
I don't like making predictions because I'm going to be there, and I respect all the fighters and stuff. But I'm just going to say, this guy's mean.
He's mean. Both are. They both are, and I think it's going to be an entertaining. I think it's going to be an entertaining fight. But I think that Gustavo's going to have his hands full. But I think Lorenzo has this kind of hunger, and he had it when we saw him in the tryouts. We saw it in the tryouts. I mean, he was pushing hard. He was also, and not only that was he pushing hard, but he was also entertaining. This guy has value on the microphone. He knows how to entertain. He knows how to talk. And for most fighters, that's half the battle right there, because you have to be able to. It's WWE syndrome. If you can fight and talk, You're making money. You're making money.
Yeah, he's close to being the total package. I mean, he's got the looks.
Yeah.
He could hit hard. He's a good
Got
talker.
the-
I mean,
You
if
got the
he's,
nickname, the
We
Juggernaut.
actually have Gustavo coming in on the line right now, so we
Uh-oh.
can talk about it, guys.
Now I'm in trouble, Jeff. Thanks.
We can talk about it right now with the man himself, the Cuban assassin.
Shit, bring him on, man.
yeah.
Thanks, Jeff.
I'm gonna, you know what? I'm tuning him in right now. We're gonna do this.
You guys are in trouble.
Yeah, I want him to address you guys.
Hey, I'm not in trouble.
Jeff, you set me up.
No, I'm gonna tell you, open mouth, insert foot, man. Be careful about that.
Hey, Jeff, has anyone ever told you that you remind them of Jim Florentine?
Every day.
Do you know who that is?
Absolutely not.
Just for the record, this is CBD non-THC.
Oh,
by-
my
Hey, get out of
God.
here.
Give it up.
I'm muting your ass, man.
Jesus Christ.
Don't be doing that
I'm
shit on
just
my show,
saying.
dog.
I'm not smoking cannabis. I'm smoking CBD.
He ain't listening to me. We're gonna mute his ass. Well, guys, seriously though, I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the show. I do got to let some more callers in and go over some stuff, but I do want to tell my viewers and everybody that's watching, MMA Uncensored is the fucking shit. Combat Insider, same thing. I mean, great guys, as you can see, we're all here working together. I'm not really a super MMA guy like these guys are. I do like more of a variety show. I just happen to be a huge fan of Bare Knuckle, but I'm so happy to have these awesome dudes on the show. They're funny as fuck, as you can see. My boy Chris, man, send me some fucking shirts, dog. I'll wear them.
No, I just ordered a couple hundred. Hey, let me show you our new shirt real quick before you go.
All right, let's do this.
There we go.
Look, MMA Uncensored, right?
Josh, get your friggin'
Look,
shirts
look,
out.
look,
Get
look,
your hats.
That's our Europe. We're going to Europe. We're going to SPG Ireland in April.
Sick.
MMA Uncensored trip, Europe, Ireland, SPG. You know what that means, guys?
I would love the irony if BKFC came out with gloves, Joe. Imagine if they made BKFC gloves.
Yeah, they just go here. They just go over the palms.
Hey, can I give a shout out real quick?
Quick shout out, dog.
Shout out to you, brother. Thank you.
Oh, you're the man.
Shout
I
out
love you.
to
Mario
Combat
Yamataki for the
Insiders.
win.
Nah, for real, man. For real.
I will
You know, it took
totally
me
see
a
you
long-
on Saturday.
Real quick. It took me a long time to get set up. The phone, the iPad, everything. I don't really do stuff like this that much. You know I should do I'm more behind the scenes running my business. But I want to thank you guys, Rev Gear, Nate Diaz, Game Up Nutrition, Substars, a bunch of people, and Bare Knuckle Fighting, David Feldman for the opportunity to work for him, and all my friends and family for supporting me. Thank you.
Chris, thank you, man. You're a class act. I'll see you Saturday, brother.
See you Saturday. I'll have a shirt.
Right. Josh, Combat Insiders, any final words, bro?
Hey man, I tell you what, I'm pumped for the card, man. I'm pumped. I'm excited. I can't wait, guys. I guess, man, it's weird like plugging my stuff on another show. This is really,
bro. That's okay, man. That's what
really
I do.
weird. But, just go check it out, guys. CombatInsiders.com. We have Knucklepedia. We have the only directory solely dedicated to the sport of bare knuckle. So if you want to look up bare knuckle records, dating all the way back to the first BKFC, we have Valor. We have all the American bare knuckle companies in there. You can check out the records and all the stats of all the fighters. So go out, check it out, and that's really all I got, guys.
And Josh, and you neglected one shout out about an amazing, super awesome show.
Why don't you tell them about it, Jeff?
Oh, I got to do it now, man. You were on a roll. You were on a roll, man. I didn't want to derail you.
We have a new episode real quick, and we'll get out of here. We have a new show, Loudmouth Fisticuffs, me and Jeff Houston. It's a long format type of show. It's a little bit different. We just talk about a little bit of we cover MMA, bare knuckle, and just whatever the hell else comes to mind. So it's a little bit of comedy mixed in there, a little bit of back and forth, a little bit of arguing.
Well, the comedy is definitely on my end. Josh isn't that funny.
No, not funny at all. He makes up for all of it. But guys,
hey, he's not that funny.
I'm not that funny. I just bring the sex appeal like Josh. Me and you, Josh. What do you eye candy?
Yeah, that's right. Eye candy. That's right. Guys, thank you so much. We appreciate it so much. A Guy Think podcast. You guys are awesome. You guys are blowing up. And
I just want to take a moment too to say I'm just a guest on Joe's show. I love MMA Junkie Radio. I love Sarah and Jim Norton's podcast. I think that the more content that comes out for long form conversation that gets a chance to lend this sport to new fans, Thank you guys for doing what you do. It's been an absolute pleasure for me. I'm a fan.
Pleasure as well. You guys have a great night, all right?
Have a great night, guys. Jeff, thank you, brother. I'll see you guys on Saturday.
Weird shit happens when you party naked.
That's right. And remember, guys, in the end, it's a guy thing.
I love this guy. Jeff, when I met you the first time at BKFC 8 in Tampa, as soon as you walked in the door, you recognized me. You're like, can I ask you a question? Is it really a guy thing?
Oh, yeah.
Prostate cancer. A guy thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Jeff, you are a fucking man, bro. I love you, man. I will see you Saturday, brother.
All right, guys. Ray, good to meet you. Joe, keep keeping it real, man. Keep doing your guy thing.
Way to keep Phil Davis's name marketable tonight. We did God's work, Jeff.
If you say so, Ray. Later, guys.
All right, let's talk about it. What's up, bro? Gustavo.
What's up?
Oh, we got sound trouble with you, bro.
I don't think he's speaking.
Gustavo.
Oh, what's up?
Oh, there we go. We got you, man. Welcome to a Guy Thing podcast, bro. Big fight coming up with you and Lorenzo Hunt. I want to get your thoughts on the fight.
Gustavo, quiero saber lo que piensas sobre la pelea tuya de Lorenzo Hunt. Que él quiere tener los detalles de la pelea.
Lo que pienso es que él es un peleador igual que yo, sí, normal. Que él habla mucho, entonces es hora de que hay que ponerle un stop al muchacho.
Yeah, Gustavo says that, he's fighting Lorenzo Hunt, and he's really he's ready to fight. He's ready, and he wants to thank you guys for having him in the program tonight.
Tell him it's my. You want to talk Spanish?
Primero, lo siento por mi español mal, pero yo hablo con mi amigo ahí. Tú tienes una vida muy difícil, especialmente para su viaje a la Cuba, a la República Dominicana. La policía en la República Dominicana pensando eres de Haití. Tenemos mucho respeto para su y su familia porque vivimos en un país, es un país para todas personas, porque estamos todos niños debajo de Dios. So what I pretty much said is, like, we live in a country where everybody's one under God. Mm-hmm. I understand that he had that difficult life coming from Cuba to the Dominican Republic where they thought he was Haitian. I said we have a tremendous amount of respect. And basically, I just want people to get an opportunity to know that some fighters come from humble beginnings. Gustavo here comes from beginnings that are more humble than most.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Well, I'm excited. I want to know what he's been doing in his training camp to prepare for this fight.
Antes de su lutar, ¿aprendes técnicas nuevas o no?
No, lo que pasó en la primera pelea, sí.
Está preguntando sobre tu entrenamiento.
Sí, ¿cómo se llama?
¿Cómo te preparas para la pelea?
Me he preparado bastante bien, tú sabes, y he sumado cosas a mi arsenal para esta pelea.
Can your wife translate that for us? I had a little tough time hearing you.
Yes. Okay. He said that he's been training a lot. He's been doing some different stuff, like different coaches that he's training with. He just joined a new boxing training camp, and also with Jeff Bailey and his coaches. But he's doing something different now than the first fight.
We should see his wife, Joe.
She doesn't want to be on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, we did this on the first podcast. So the first podcast was just like this.
So, Gustavo, ¿te gustan los Estados Unidos más de Cuba o la República Dominicana? Do you like the U.S. better than Cuba and DR?
No, mi país es Cuba. Cuba es la isla más linda que tú sabes que que pueda haber. Pero el problema es que en Cuba, con los problemas políticos y el presidente y esas cosas, no es bueno vivir ahí.
Can you translate that again, ma'am?
Yes, he said that Cuba is my island, and for me, it's the most beautiful country in the world. But there's many political problems with the president and the government and the communism in Cuba. So yes, I do like U.S. and I think this is my country now.
Bienvenido a nuestro país.
Yeah.
Tenemos nada de amor para los cubanos y dominicanos y haitianos. I said we have nothing but love for Cubans, Dominicans. Welcome to our country.
Absolutely.
Eres muy durable cuando eres lutar. I guess you're very durable when you fight. You're very tough and you're very, very long.
Yeah.
One thing I enjoy when I watch you fight.
Dice que eres muy, cuando tú peleas, duras mucho en las peleas, es decir, tienes mucha fuerza y mucha durabilidad, que no te cansas rápido.
Ya, si tengo una buena preparación, claro que sí, no tengo problema en hacer 5, 6, 7 rounds, ¿entiendes? Mi coach me prepara bastante bien para la pelea siempre.
He said that his training is based on cardio, so he trains a lot of cardio. He does a lot of training on that. Try to, do 7 rounds, 6 rounds, 5 rounds. That's what he does every day.
Estoy muy miedo de ti porque tú tienes un cara sin emoción. I said he's got no emotion. He's very scary. Uno más.
No, yo
eres un lutador probablemente más tranquilo en mi toda experiencia con lutadores.
Dice que eres, en su poca experiencia, eres uno de los, tienes una cara o una sobriedad en tu rostro que le da miedo en realidad, porque eres muy serio, eres muy retraído.
No, fuera de las peleas soy normal, ¿sabes? El problema mío es cuando entro a lo que es la jaula en el MMA o el Bornoco, que es la secta, ¿tú sabes? Ahí donde es el problema.
In his normal everyday life, he's just like a happy, normal guy. But when it's fighting time, he just is set up for fighting time. It's like a fighting mode.
Yo promiso, tú tienes 2 fanáticos nuevos con mi amigo ahí y yo.
Yeah, thank you, man.
I said he has 2 new fans, and Joe and I.
Absolutely. Tell him I will see you Saturday, brother.
Nos vemos a la noche de sábado, noche de la lutar. How do you say fight? Is it lutar?
Pelea.
Pelea. Oh, that's Portuguese. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tell him that I picked Gustavo to win.
Dice que él apuesta que tú vas a ganar.
Sí, ante el tercero.
He said before the third.
Round 3.
Before round 3.
Oh,
yeah, he said that this time it's not gonna be the same. He's not gonna go like crazy like the first time and in 35 seconds end up the fight. He will do boxing and he will learn what is a Cuban boxer.
Él no pega, él es un peleador de decision, ¿no?
Yeah, he's a decision fighter. He's not a KO fighter. He's talking about Lorenzo Hunt. So he's not a KO fighter. He's just a unanimous decision fighter. So he will end Lorenzo in the 3rd round, before the 3rd round.
La pelea va a pasar y vamos a intercambiar golpes y los golpes míos van a ser contundentes.
Yeah, he said his punches and it will do a lot of damage on Lorenzo.
It's a Cuban assassin.
I'm the Cuban assassin. So.
Thank you so much, man. I'm wishing you nothing but the best of luck, and I will see you Saturday.
Buena suerte. Tenemos mucha gratitud para ti. Tú tienes 2 fanáticos nuevos. Cuando necesitas estudiar su inglés, I'm your guy. Later, bro.
Thank you, bro.
brother.
Go, Yoel Romero.
Thank you, thank you.
Romero.
I love you. I love you.
Yeah.
I love you.
Thank you, bro.
So we got my man Zach Juselo. What's up, brother?
What's good, man? How y'all doing?
Good, man. Welcome back to the podcast, bro. I got to be honest with you. I'm sad to not see you on this card, bro. What happened?
I was trying to get on the card. I was hitting the guys up. There was a lot of last minute stuff with the tournament going on. They were trying to scoot some stuff around, maybe get me in the tournament, but didn't work out. So as you might have seen, I'm fighting Efrain Escudero here in 4 weeks in MMA. So that's a good little name to knock off before I come back to you guys and get another knockout,
Efren's probably got 8 fights in the UFC, something like that. He was a household name.
Yeah, he's got like 50 pro fights. He's never been TKO'd, never been KO'd.
First time for everything.
I feel like I can fucking break his face, so it's all good.
Yeah, man. You actually had the victory over Fred Pierce at BKFC 8 in Tampa.
Yeah, man. A little bit of adversity. That one came back, got the finish.
Yeah, it was a big finish. And again, I always compliment his body shots, man. He's like north-south, bro. He works the body, works the head.
If you watch the fight, man, I slipped 48 out of 50 punches. One to two shots landed that whole fight. People don't really notice that.
That's pretty wild, man. Have you talked to Dave Feldman or anybody at BKFC to get you back on one of the cards?
Yeah, I talked to Dave. I talked to Nate a little bit. They're working on it right now, but they got this one sewed up. They were trying to get me on in April, but I got an MMA fight in March. I got to stay busy, got to stay fighting. That's what I do. So I just can't sit around for 5 months, 6 months.
Which promotion are you going to be fighting Efren?
It's actually a local show in Arizona. It's called Rough MMA. But I took it just for the opportunity, the name. It opens up a lot of doors in all different aspects for tons of different avenues for me. So I'm pretty connected in the MMA and the boxing community. So I feel like this win right here is the right direction and wherever I'm going, keep busy, good name.
So you got any predictions for this upcoming BKFC 10? Have you been following it?
Yeah, man. They got who's the main event on that one again?
Hector Lombard and Dave Mundell, the redneck.
I'm taking Hector Lombard. Obviously, he's fighting that guy bare knuckles, pretty fucking wild, bro. So. You know what? And then I'm gonna take my boy Fred Pierce that I fought in this last one. I heard he's fighting at 175.
Yeah,
I'm taking that homie. He looks like he's fighting a jiu-jitsu guy that's a 1-0 MMA fighter. Fred's got a good boxing background. The dude at 175 ain't going to be moving like me. So taking Fred Pierce in that one. My boy Joey Angelo got hurt against Dakota.
Yeah.
Dakota. So
Cinderella man, bro. That's one of my Brooklyn buddies, man. I was sad to hear about that one.
Hey, Joey, man, he came a long ways, man. He didn't used to be that good, bro. I used to look at Joey and didn't really classify him as a top-notch fighter at one point in my life, and then to see the growth that young man did and stuff. I know Dakota Cochran's got a lot of fights and stuff, but I really feel like Joey was gonna do well against Dakota in that fight.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be a scrap either way.
Juice, let me put you on the spot here. Jimmy Ehlers versus Caleb Harris might have one of the biggest implications in this fight.
Man.
We lost you.
Call coming in, I fucking ignored it. But I'm taking Jim Ehlers. Can you hear me, brother?
Yeah. Now we can. Yeah, we lost you about 2 seconds.
I can't hear you, but I don't know. But you guys can hear me right now. I had a call coming in. I got cut out for a second. But I'm taking Jim Ehlers in that fight. Caleb Harris, not as technical, power puncher, coming down in weight. Jim Ehlers is a 145er, coming up in weight to 155, meaning he has better technical ability, a little better movement, probably cleaner technique, and he's been at that high level performing, had some pretty good scraps. But I'm taking Jim Ehlers. I've had my eyes on him. I've had some words towards him. He thinks I'm a good fighter, but I need to earn my spot. I think this promotion's the Wild Wild West, so just throw me in the fucking mix.
I like it. I like it. Can you hear us right now? He's out. All right.
Thanks, Juice.
Yeah, Juice is the man, bro. I always love having Juice on. But we got my boy Steve from the Fighting News. What's up, dog?
What's up? The prediction show.
We're back, bro. We got Juice might be logging back in. I'm gonna let you guys have at it. I gotta make a quick phone call to a surprise guest.
All right,
I'm supposed to do this.
I'm back, brothers. I don't know what happened. I had a call come in. I ignored it. I lost connectivity for a second.
So Juice was just telling us that he's got Jim Ellis in the fights. We just welcomed in the fighting news. This is a prediction show for BKFC 10. I think Joe has to go make a quick phone call. Fighting news. While we got you here, I just got Hector Lombard from Juice, and I got Jimmy Ellis from Juice, and I got Pierce. Why don't you, on those 3 fights, can you give us your picks?
Okay, so this is the debut of Hector Lombard in bare knuckle, right?
Say that again.
That's right.
So it's his debut. Hector Lombard's debut in bare knuckle.
It's his debut in bare knuckle. Guy was probably a 3-year champion at Bellator, but I mean he's seasoned.
So we haven't seen him in the bare knuckle. We haven't seen him toe the line. So, but like a lot of people say, who the fuck wants to fight Hector Lombard in bare knuckle?
Bro, next to Yoel Romero, Hector Lombard might be the scariest man under 205 pounds.
Correct. So I'm going with Hector.
Okay. Jimmy Ellis and Caleb Harris. Go. You're on the spot.
So I don't see anyone beating Jim in bare knuckle for quite some time.
Tripping.
Oh, we've got a little bit of animosity here in the Try podcast fight, fans.
I'm a 6'1" southpaw, still in my prime, not washed up. I mean, a lot of people ain't seen me. You go watch that Fred Pierce fight. You watch a slick southpaw with skill that can actually box. 6'1", 155er, by the way.
I hear you, Juice. I'd like to see you fight again for sure.
I've been trying.
Jim, I mean, Jim has got some stamina. He's got some punch. He does the arm underneath, grabs
the trap,
his arm and just does the uppercuts for 5
It's like
minutes.
a modified clinch specifically for bare knuckle.
Man, it's like an old school Vanderlei Silva against some guys that don't box. But it's going.
Thank you, Ray.
It's gonna take care of Caleb Harris, though. He's gonna get through Caleb Harris.
I want to fuck Chuck.
Yeah, that's basically what it is. But he's a monster. He's a beast. He's good at what he does. He's got a lot of little hype behind him. He's got 3 fights. Wish I could have got on this card to get a little bit closer to fighting him, So, but we'll get going.
The Juice.
While I got Joe in the other room, this is my shtick now for the next 5 minutes or so. One thing I've noticed is when we've got Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury 2 coming up, probably the first time that heavyweight boxing's been exciting in about 18 years. I think that combat sports as a whole is evolving and growing. I think that we're sharing fans, and I think that we're taking a big portion of the market away from some of those major tier sports. How great has it been for you? I mean, Fighting News as a journalist and Juice as a fighter, how great is it to actually see those local promotions and some of these we're getting more of a platform, we're getting more of a market share, and we're getting more of a voice in the media. I'm going to go to you, Fighting News, first, then you, Juice, as the athlete's perspective.
Yeah, for sure. Who doesn't like to see heavyweights? It's the most watched, boxing event when there's a heavyweight. Tyson Fury, forget about it. Wilder, a lot of people say Tyson Fury won the first fight. Wilder got knocked out. Tyson Fury got knocked out, I'm sorry, for longer than 10 seconds, right?
So here's a little fun fact for you.
11 and a half seconds, maybe.
11 and a half seconds.
Fighting News and Juice, real quick. The ref does not start the 10 count until you go to the neutral corner. Deontay Wilder thought that he had the knockout, so when he went to celebrate to his corner, it wasn't the ref's fault that the count didn't start. That's on Deontay.
Yeah.
So that's the rules. Shit.
Yeah, you have to go to your neutral corner.
That way. Right.
And then at 8.5 seconds, God put Tyson Fury's soul back in his body, and he rose from the dead. I wish that Rick Grimes was there with his Colt 45 to put him down.
Man, that Undertaker move.
The Jamil McCline fight when he knocked out Sam Peters for 15 seconds.
Oh my God! It's I gotta say, in 2020, we saw the decline of combat sports there in the mid 90s, the late 90s, and the early 2000s. I would say that Rich Franklin, Vitor, Floyd Mayweather, they kind of started to bring it back, and I think that we're actually standing on their shoulders in combats. In the words of Donald Trump, we're making combat sports great again. And now our job is to keep combat sports great. And I think that we're going to continue to grow. And we're attracting female fans, young fans. We're even bringing back fans that defected from boxing under the DeBella regime.
Matchroom just came to Florida 2 weeks ago. They had 3 title fights, never seen in Florida in years.
Well, I mean, you look at what Masvidal has done for South Florida. Masvidal is a guy who's 36. He's been in the game for absolutely a guy that I would love to see. Shout out to fightingnews.com. Juice, the 6'1" southpaw, looking to take it to Jimmy Ehlers. Should Jimmy Ehlers prove victorious over Caleb Harris? Let's plant that in the ears of Mr. Feldman and the good people and the powers that be at Bare Knuckle FC. I'm a fan, Juice. You're doing cardio on the podcast. I've seen you doing laps in your house while you're talking to us. My man is always training.
I know. I just got off wrestling practice. I was gonna hop in the shower, and video call was up, so I'm just waiting to fucking get in the shower and hit yoga class up in a bit.
Juice, you going to the fight? You in Florida?
Nah, I'm not in Florida, bro. I fight in a month. I'm fighting Fran Escudero on MMA.
Yeah, man.
And I'm looking to get on a bare knuckle card here, maybe April. I'm gonna get through this March card.
Looks like we just lost him. So why don't you take this opportunity to give us a little plug about the Fighting News and what you guys give to the fight fans?
Yes, sir. So Ray, like MMA Uncensored, I got boxing glove, WBA boxing, like MMA Uncensored. He was plugging a bunch of stuff. Yeah. So basically what we do, we cover all fighting news, bare knuckle, wrestling, boxing, jiu-jitsu, judo, karate tournaments, you name it, we're there. There's someone getting hit.
Are you guys kind of the Walmart of combat sports?
That's right. We do everything, right? We just got nominated for the Florida MMA Awards.
Where are you located? Where are you located?
I'm in West Palm Beach.
Oh, okay. Joe's here in Boynton. I live up in Orlando.
Yes,
I used to coach a couple of fighters. I do stand up now. I do some speaking engagements, kind of making that segue into entertainment and journalism myself. And the MMA media, from back in the day when it was, and I'm just talking to you now as a journalist, since you're the guest that I have on, it was Ariel Helwani on AOL Sports. He was the only one. And then you had what was it, Sherdog or the Underground, were the two webs. It was kind of like before Reddit. You had the Underground and you had Sherdog and you had AOL Sports. Right. Now we have so many media outlets, and it's been absolutely incredible to see the availability of content from, whether it be the NCAA wrestling championships, the Abu Dhabi, the ADCCs for jiu-jitsu. If you want to watch Glory kickboxing, even traditional Thai fighting, Bellator, CFFC, the UFC, may Strikeforce rest in peace, Ryzen, ONE FC, and now ultimately bare knuckle fighting championships. No longer do we have to wait every 6 weeks to see a legitimate fight card. We have something not just once a week, but several times a week to satiate our palate for violence.
Oh yeah, for sure. This Saturday, I have never been so excited for a bare knuckle fight. I want to see a Bigfoot fight. That I was very excited for that bare knuckle, but this card is stacked. Every fight could be the best fight of the night. It's amazing.
One of the cool things, since they can't saturate the market, bare knuckle doesn't put on 3 events a month. They get to put their marquee fighters out regularly. So you're not looking at 1 or 2 events that you're paying the pay-per-view for with 9 events of filler. They're actually putting on an event that I'm excited to see from top to bottom.
Oh, for sure. From top to bottom. I want it to be right now. I want to go right now, watch these fights. For sure. And anyone could be the main event, Ray. Any one of these fights can be the main event. I easily think that Jimmy Ehlers and Caleb Harris could be a main event. We just had Gustavo Trujillo on, the Cuban assassin. Yep. That's a guy, Joe had him on his podcast. If you hear his story, that's someone that's impossible not to get behind. A guy who defects from Cuba and, he's basically homeless for 3 months. He's coming here,
like that movie Cinderella Man with Russell Crowe when he played the Bulldog of Bergen, Jimmy Braddock.
Yeah.
He goes, this time I know what I'm fighting for, milk. So that's a guy that literally has no ego. It's kind of like Rocky before Rocky 3.
Exactly.
Guys, I'm back. Sorry about that. Phone calls there. But let's talk about, I got to pull up my boy right here. Hold on a second. We got Jason Knight on the line. Jason.
What's up? How y'all doing?
What's up, Jason?
Jason, how you doing, man? I wanted to see you on BKFC 10. It's been a pay-per-view, but any news when you're going to be returning to the squared circle?
Nothing concrete yet. I haven't even called and tried to talk about it or anything. In that last fight, I cut my knuckle pretty much to the bone, and it took it a long time to heal. It's been healed, probably a month now, and I've been gone for the last 2.5 weeks working this little job. I went and got a little bit of extra money to put back in the bank, and I'm on my way home right now, and I plan on trying to call David Feldman Monday morning to see what they got going on in April, and find something for April if they can find me an opponent, and I'm hoping that opponent is Johnny Bedford. I really want to beat that guy up, and so that's what I'm going to ask for. But I know that they like Johnny. They want to protect him. They want to give him easy fights. So, we'll see what happens.
So you got any predictions for this upcoming pay-per-view?
Man, I'm the worst the worst guy in the world for predictions because I don't really base off of who I think the better fighter is or anything like that. I base off of who I want to see win. And I want to see David Mundell. I want to see him beat Hector Lombard, so I'm going with him. Caleb Harris, Jim Allers, don't get me wrong, Jim is my boy. Me and Jim, we fought in the UFC. We've got along pretty much ever since. But Caleb's a Mississippi boy. I'm from Mississippi. Why would I ever go with Jim Allers over Caleb Harris? I'm hoping to see Caleb Harris go out there and shine. I know there's going to be a tough fight.
You want to bet on it?
No, I'm not going to do that.
Well, I don't know if you guys know, but Caleb Harris and Jim Ehlers actually made a bet. The winner is going to buy drinks. Harris said he drinks Johnny Walker and Mountain Dew. Ehlers drinks Jack and Coke. So they already made an agreement. The winner's going to buy drinks that night.
I think that's called a Mountain Brew.
Mountain Brew?
I think after that fight, they're both going to deserve drinks. That's for sure.
100.
But I think, if Caleb can weather the early storm, he can make it a tough fight. But, Jim Allers, he's proved that, he's going to hit hard. He's going to come in fast. He's going to come in heavy. And if you can't stand up to that pressure, then you're going to fold. And Jim is going to make you fold. But, we're going to see if Caleb can hold up to it. Dat Nguyen, I believe that's how you say it. And Dat Nguyen and Abby Velasquez. I like Abby. Abby is a great fighter. But I believe that Dat is on another level. Dat Nguyen, I believe that there's no way in hell that he doesn't get his hand raised. Don't get me wrong, I love Abby to death, but Dat is a beast. I watched him fight my boy Travis Thompson, and man, I seen Travis throw a million punches at the air because Dat was just not there.
Well, Travis is on the line right now.
Hey, my boy.
Hey. What's going on, bro?
Travis Thompson, out of all my predictions, this is the one that I believe wholeheartedly. Travis Thompson is fixing to demolish Johnny Bedford's coach. I don't even know his name. I don't care to know his name.
Wow.
My boy Travis is fixing to smash that fool.
Travis, welcome to the podcast. It's been a long time coming. I'm happy to have you on.
Thanks, Bob. Have me on.
My pleasure, bro. What do you think, man? I mean, you got
Hi,
this
guys.
big fight coming up. I'm excited to see you. What's your take on this big battle you got with Josh?
Josh is not afraid. I mean, you guys have already seen me in the ring. That's what I'm going to do. He's not. I throw at him.
I'll tell you what Travis thinks about that fight. He thinks it's going to be an easy day because it is. Another day in the office where he gets to go out there and have some fun. He's going to stay calm, level-headed, and if he needs to, he's going to bring out the animal, baby.
That's right. How you feeling, Travis? No big. Feeling good? How you guys doing? Yeah.
Loving life, bro, man. I can't wait to see you scrap, dog.
It's hard to hear everybody. Am I breaking up? What's going on?
No, you sound great. And your facial hair is on point. It puts a prime Johnny Hendricks to shame, Travis Thompson.
We love you, Travis. Travis, I pulled up some footage for you. Last fight you had. Can't hear me?
I can't hear. Just going in and out.
Make sure it's connected.
That's that Wi-Fi, dog.
Oh.
Can anybody else hear us?
There we go.
I can hear you. But
Okay.
this fight with Reggie Barnett was not his last fight. His last fight was that and the win.
Yes, you're right. You're right. I actually have that fight pulled up as Dat's highlight for when we reviewed Dat's fight with Abby. So I brought this fight up instead.
Woo.
But
It's my first fight. I mean, my first.
That was your first bare knuckle.
Yeah, first. This will be number 5 for me.
Travis, what do you like most about bare knuckle? Why do you enjoy fighting bare knuckle?
Because you're letting me be in a telephone booth. I can hold you and I can throw a punch. I love it. It hurt me. This fight, you saw Reggie. Yeah. That gave me everything. Yeah. I'm not going down. He's smoking some good shit. There. Yeah. This is.
Here's a fun one too. Now we got Travis and Jason. Jason, do you see?
You want to log out and call back in, Travis? Let's give that a shot. Just log out and call back in. Maybe there's a little bad connection there.
So
we lost him.
Jason, I wanted to ask you while we get Travis back. I do know that in the UFC, I got a chance to see that fight. You came out on top over Jimmy Ehlers. Do you see that being a place that you're eventually going to find yourself again in bare knuckle?
If Jim Elliott, if he ever wants to come down to 145, I'm down for that. You know, I'm not going to move to his weight class because he already beat him up one time. And I'm not the least bit scared of, you know, him coming forward and trying to fight hard because I can deal with that. I promise you that. The thing is, if he wants to call me out and fight me, he comes to my weight class. You don't call me out and then expect me to move up to your weight class. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe that eventually we're going to meet. If I have to, I'll probably move up and fight him at 150, probably meet him there. But I think eventually I'm going to have to go show everybody that Jim Ehlers ain't as tough as he thinks he is.
Well, I got to tell you, Jason, while I have you on the phone, I'm a big fan. I'm a longtime fan. You were a staple and you were a household name in MMA, specifically the UFC, for a long time. So I want to thank you on behalf of the fans for always putting on good shows, man. You stuck around for a lot more than 2 fights.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I fought 9 times in the UFC. I won 4. I had 5 little mishaps. There was a couple of those fights I didn't feel that I lost, but, you know, it is what it is. I think, sometime this year I'm probably going to take an MMA fight or two, just because I haven't done it in a while, and I've kind of got that little fire back in me, and just want to go and see if I can't beat somebody up, throw some kicks and elbows, and maybe even a submission in there.
I like
what,
it, man.
But yeah, I'm definitely not done with bare knuckle. We're gonna get another one or two of those in this year for sure.
Dude, I'm a bigger Jason Knight fan now.
Jason Knight's great, dude.
I love you, man.
Yeah.
I appreciate it, man. I'm thinking about just trying to. My thing is I want to get all of this that I can, while I still can. I want to get as much of the experience as possible in the next few years, and then hang my hat up. I want to get as much bare knuckle in as I can, as much MMA as I can, and within the next 5 years or so, then I'm just gonna live out my days and take care of my family.
Well, the fans are still fans, Jason. We're glad that you're still a part of the combat sports community, and we're looking forward to great things to come, brother.
Absolutely, man. Can't wait to see you again, brother.
Yeah, man. 2020, I plan on that being a big year for me. I haven't done a whole lot so far, but it's only February. But I plan on getting in at least 3 or 4 fights this year, whether it's 2 bare knuckles, 2 MMAs, 3 MMA, 1 bare knuckle, 3 bare knuckle, 1 MMA. I don't care. I want to fight 3 or 4 times this year for sure.
Well, we can't wait to see you, brother. Thank you for coming on the podcast. I appreciate it, and your intake on the upcoming pay-per-view. Steve, thank you again as well for joining the show. Sorry I wasn't here. I had to step out. But much love to you guys, and God bless you guys, and I will definitely see you and talk to you soon.
Yes, sir. Saturday, Ray, you going to the fight, right?
If Joe and Mr. Feldman and Jason Knight want to get me some comp tickets, I would love to be there. Jason, you got me? I'm from Mississippi too. Can you tell from my accent?
I wish I could, brother, but I'm not even going to the fights. I'm just now on my way home. I've been out in Selma, Alabama, working, making some money. I made $7,100 in 2.5 weeks working a little shutdown job.
Hey, can I work with you, bro?
So,
I can lift shit.
If you want.
I can lift shit, dog.
Hey, so
I can lift shit, bro.
I can lift bigger shit, Joe. Guys, we Fighting News. I'm going to become a fan. Subscribe to fightingnews.com.
Yeah.
Follow Jason Knight on Twitter. He's a staple in the landscape of MMA. He's been an OG for a long time, going on probably 7-8 years now. We'll see him the next time he fights, whether it's Caleb Harris, Jim Ayers, or Brock Lesnar. Fuck it. YOLO.
Hey, I'm down. I got one question for you guys before I get off of here. Somebody hacked my Instagram, like a month ago, and I've been kicked out of my Instagram for a solid month.
It was fucking Steve from the Fighting News, dog.
Yeah, what now?
It was this fucker right in the middle.
It wasn't me.
I wouldn't doubt it, man. But
me.
How do you get back in your Instagram? It tells me that they're gonna send me a security code to my email, and I never get the security code. And then
I don't know. It happened to me, bro. It's like going through fucking Trump to get that shit.
Jason,
I swear to God, man. And I had like 30,000 followers. I had the blue check, and I did not want to start over.
I'm with you.
I'll look into it for you, brother. We're going to get CSI Miami on the case. We're going to go see Masvidal, get CSI Miami on it.
Sounds good, brother.
God bless, guys. Thank you so much. We're going to bring someone else on the line here soon, Joe.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
Thank you, guys.
God bless y'all, man. Y'all have a good day. Good
All right,
night,
Jason.
And I will talk to y'all later.
Jason, you leave those comp tickets. I'll drop your name at the door. I'm in. Later, brother.
All right, guys. Y'all have a good.
Later.
Hey, Liz, I got Ray. I got something for you.
Oh, what?
So you just walk in the front door.
Oh. Wait, hold on a sec, because we got my boy Reggie in the chat now too. And I got to tell you, you offer Ray a bare knuckle tee and not me? What's up with that, dog?
He likes to be better, Joe.
I'm trying to get him in.
What did you say, love?
Well, we got Reggie Barnett in here, bro, and I can't wait to talk to this guy right here, man, because we got a barn burner coming up with this fella.
Reggie Barnett is the type of
Oh,
dude to do
sorry.
a podcast with a girl in the background in the bed. Reggie, I'm a fan already, bro.
That's my pregnant wife back there, y'all.
This is like a Derek Lewis promo in the making. There's going to be 4 more walking behind.
Nah, shit. If 4 more walk behind me, I might not make it to the fight on Saturday.
Fuck somebody up.
Oh, shit.
Man, I think the bigger challenge is
can we
Reggie's wife than Matt Murphy,
Can we first throw a shout out to Reggie about to be a dad? Seriously, man. God bless you on the journey you're about to embark upon.
Thank you so much. It's my second one, but it's my son. And so I'm going to have a little me. And I ain't going to try to live vicariously through him, but hopefully, he'll turn out to be 10 times the fighter that I have ever been.
Bro, maybe you can have Jeff Houston announce your son when he's born, like coming out of the vaginal canal. Ladies and gentlemen, weighing in at 8 pounds, 3 ounces.
Oh, man, that would be wild.
So let's talk about it. Reggie, thank you for being on the podcast. I know we've been chatting for a while on Facebook, and thank you for following. But bro, man, I'm excited.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me.
Bro, it's my absolute pleasure, man. I'm really happy and excited to have you on. Big fight coming up for you. Bare Knuckle 10, Fort Lauderdale, Florida. You and Matt Murphy. I want your thoughts right now. What's going to happen?
I mean, Matt is not the greatest technician, but he's a gamer. He's a fighter. He's a scrapper just like me. And he's not coming to back down. I'm not coming to back down. So it's almost, again, putting 2 alpha males in the ring. Somebody's got to establish their dominance, and I plan on doing that. So,
what's your game plan going into this battle to take out Murphy?
I mean, really, I'm gonna make him quit. He's gonna be so frustrated, so overwhelmed by the hand speed, the footwork, the angles, everything that he's just gonna, he's gonna be just overwhelmed to the point and so beaten up that he's just going to be like, excuse my lack of better language, fuck this shit, I'm done.
Hey, Reggie, I got to tell you, man, I'm loving that spring-loaded lead hook that you throw.
Thank you. It's just a modification off of Roy Jones' hook.
That's exactly that's kind of what I was thinking of. When he kind of sits on the jab, he fakes, he ducks down, then he uses that load to kind of come up and throw the 3 around the top instead of a jab. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah, it is. It's like I said, it's an exact replica of Roy Jones, except for I'm a southpaw, so I throw it from the right hand side. So it's a little trickier for an orthodox fighter to catch.
You might be able to slip it behind the lead hand, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, 9 times out of 10, orthodox to a southpaw fighter, I have the best advantage, honestly, and my right hook is my best punch. So I just honed it to be, almost like a laser when I set up that shot, especially after sticking somebody in the face with 20 jabs, and then you expect the jabs coming again, and then pow, catch your right hook.
Joe's a big fan. He's not necessarily like a competitive fighter. Joe, southpaw is with that lead foot. That creates a fucking huge headache for orthodox fighters because you're used to having those lead left foots kind of opposing each other so you can dance. You wind up either getting your toe stepped on, stepping on someone else's toe. Southpaws deal with it their whole life in the gym because 95% of boxers are going to come out there with the lead left hand. Southpaws can create a lot of havoc, especially with a guy who can throw a lead hook like that.
Yep. A lead right hook and a straight left hand will
I saw you throw that straight,
right
hand, that straight left hand off the slip too, man. That was slick.
Thank you. Thank you.
Tommy Hearns.
My fighting styles, if you say boxing wise, I have 6 fighters that I studied as a kid, and so I just tried to manipulate my style with theirs. And I kind of came up with. We got Pernell Whitaker, of course.
Pernell Whitaker, wow.
Oh well. Love Pernell.
Oh, I trained with him when I was a kid for a while out in Portsmouth. Before we had our own gym, we kind of floated from place to place, and we ended up, being out in Portsmouth for a while. And he was, I think it was Spatafor or somebody. I can't remember who he was training out there, but he was getting a guy ready for a world title fight, and my dad was getting some guys ready for a national tournament, and that I didn't qualify for. So they were getting a little extra attention. Nothing taken away from my dad. He was working with my brothers, and Pernell came over and was like, "Hey man, you're a southpaw like me?" And I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "Here, let me show you a little something." So He showed me a few tricks, a few tools. A little bit of my defensive manipulation comes from him. There's a little pop-out thing that he used to do that I still have not mastered yet to this day. And I think that's just strictly Pernell Whitaker thing. So Sugar Ray Leonard, of course, Joe Frazier, Roy Jones Jr., and Felix Trinidad.
Tito.
So
I love Felix.
That up and down style that he had, where he bounced in and then bounced right back out, and he would hit you with like 3 or 4 straight punches, bam, 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 bam. And I mean if you've ever watched Tito Trinidad fight, that's almost how he was getting De La Hoya in that fight.
Well, it's kind of funny you bring up De La Hoya. You know who I was thinking of when I saw that spring-loaded lead hook? Oscar. He was another guy, man.
Oscar.
Made a living off the 3.
Yeah, he did. Oscar would throw. He wouldn't really like spring off of it though. He would throw his right hand to find the range, and then he would double or triple up that hook. Hey man, I'm a student of boxing. I watched all the old school fights. Emil Griffith, freaking Ray Mancini.
I had dinner with Emil Griffith.
Are you serious?
So do you think it's appropriate for me to tell the story of Emil Griffith on the podcast?
It's up to you. It's y'all's podcast. Y'all have me on. I appreciate it.
Emil Griffith was the champ. Emil Griffith was, he was gay, right?
Oh, I never knew that.
Yeah, man. He was he became a big advocate for the sport. My buddy Mike was a commissioner for New York State, and he kind of became Emil's handler later in life. And Emil became a voice for a group of people that might not have had that voice. Yeah, that's
I didn't even know that.
True trailblazer.
Damn, in many different ways. I don't think a man's sexual orientation should disbar him from fighting.
No, but
as long as he can meet the medical requirements.
When someone does it in 1950,
yeah, 1950. Yeah, that's
ballsy.
especially. Yeah, that's ballsy. Yeah,
but I want to ask you. So, Reggie, I'm glad we got you on the line because I was talking to Ray earlier before we got the show started. We were going over our predictions and everything like that. Ray, you had Reggie Barnett picked to win this battle. Why?
Anytime I see somebody that throws that spring-loaded lead hook, has a little bit of that Charles Crazy Horse Kavanaugh, I don't give a shit flair. Guy's got some pretty cool ink on his chest. He just looks like a guy that's game, ready to scrap, ready to go. I don't see any quitting this guy. He's just shaking his head.
I don't know the word quit. I mean, if in the Johnny fight, we saw my heart is unbreakable. It does not matter. And the only way the fight is going to end is if they stop it, because I'm not going to stop myself, and I'm not going to never not get back up if I do get knocked out.
And I tell you what, man, like whenever fighting decides to, whenever you get too old for it, you are a student of boxing. You're extremely articulate. You present well. You're a nice guy. I truly have enjoyed this conversation up to this point with your knowledge of I love when people are steeped in the history of the sport, not just what's happened in the last 5 years. So when you drop the name a la Pernell Whitaker or, like a real Roy Jones back when, he was playing 3-on-3 basketball the morning before a fucking title fight, that crazy bastard.
Yeah. I'm talking the 1992, 1993 Roy Jones Jr., who was
and every dude that trains
the best undefeated fighters in the world.
Everybody listens to Can't Be Touched when they're in the gym. I don't care who you are.
Yeah. That's my dad's theme song.
Can't be stopped. Bro, I love you, Reggie, man. I'm a fan now just by getting a chance to talk to you for 2 minutes, bro. I'm going to get a Reggie Barnett t-shirt.
Come out to Fort Lickadale, bro. Fort Lickadale this Saturday.
I'm saying, I'm going
to tell people I'm your little cousin. I'm Irish. It
might work.
We got brothers in Ireland. And then if people say anything to us, be like, what? You like insensitive, man? No, man.
It's all good.
You are an absolute student of the game of boxing, and a lot of young guys, especially competitors, a couple of kids that I coach and hold mitts for, they don't seem to hold the reverence and have the respect for the guys that came before. And it's really neat to meet someone that has that love for the sport and its history.
Well, the game has changed too. With the era of Floyd Mayweather, it's kind of almost like one and you're done. And I grew up watching. Well, I was born in the 80s, but I watched a lot of the old fights, and it was the best fighters fought the best fighters, and it wasn't about record. It wasn't about how much money. It was I'm the baddest motherfucker on the planet right now, and whoever wants to get in my way, I will prove that to you. I still believe in that, you know, in my heart. And so when I started my boxing career, I took one gimme fight so I could have my pro debut. And I said, all right, I won't fight anybody else but undefeated fighters. I want to fight the best. I want to challenge myself. What the hell is the point of getting in there and fighting if you know that you're going to win, that you can beat your opponent, that it's been handpicked for you? And we see that in boxing all the time, the A side, B side shit. You know, I just, I'm about fighting for real. So the best should fight the best. And when fighters fight, they should come out and give it their all.
100%, bro. And we definitely can't wait to see you fight, man. I am definitely looking forward to it. I know you got a new fan right here. And I want to thank you for taking the time to come on the podcast, brother, and wish you the best of luck.
Thank you so much, guys, for having me on. Y'all make sure y'all tune in if y'all don't make it out, because I'm the third fight. I think I'm the first fight to go live on pay-per-view, and the opening bout is going to be – I'm going to set the tone for the rest of the night. So even after the main event, they're still going to be talking about, damn, did you see Reggie at the beginning of the show? So just know that's what you can expect, and Dave knows that I'm hungry and that I'm coming with that attitude. I'm coming to lay an ass whooping on Matt Murphy. No disrespect to him. I love and respect him as a man, but I have a job to do and I have a message to send to the rest of the 135-pound weight class.
Let's go.
Let's fucking do it. Reggie, thank you, brother. I will be there live, and I would love to get an interview with you face-to-face, man. I'll be there about 5
Definitely. All righty, then. I will see you then.
Give us a
nice
dab.
meeting you,
Be
sir.
cheesy. Dab. Later, my man. God bless, bro.
God bless, fellas. Later.
Take care. All right, dude. I mean, yeah, man. I like what you're talking about, Ray. I like what you're talking about. Reggie Barnett, man. He's looking good. He's definitely feeling good.
He's born in 80. He looks young.
Dude, yeah, man. He looks great, bro. I'm excited about this fight, man. I'm excited about the pay-per-view in general. I wanted to talk a little bit about CBD oil before we bring our next guest on the show. Bro, I got to tell you, my back's hurting a little bit. I'm not going to lie. I think we should do another trivia question for the next group of listeners that are listening and tuning in right now. All right, here's the question. Who is the only bare-knuckle fighter right now in BKFC with a 5-0 record, undefeated? The first person to answer this question wins hemp Boca massage oil.
That's actually the lubricating jelly, Joe.
No, it says massage and anointing oil.
Oh,
Ray,
shit, I used it
your
wrong.
mind's in the gutter again, bro. I don't know what I'm going to do with you. So whoever the first person in the chat is to answer who is 5-0 in BKFC, the only fighter with a 5-0 record. First person to answer wins. Talk about it.
Brian Maxwell.
No, it's got to be in the regular. Oh, that's the first person who got it right.
How many has Brian Maxwell won?
Brian Maxwell has won 2 giveaways on the Guy Think podcast. He's the leader right now.
Did he get the gloves from that?
He got
lady
the gloves. He won the gloves, and he won the
Brian
lubricant
Maxwell.
oil.
I wanted those gloves, Brian Maxwell. Joe played favorites with you. These Irish mitts. I'm 36 years old, man. They need protection. You took everything I'm coming for, Brian Maxwell.
We got Abby Velasquez on the line. Abby, welcome. We're trying to.
Your mic's not connected, Abby.
Abby, you got to connect your mic, bro. Let's get you connected. Let's get you in, man, because I want to get your take on this huge fight that's coming up with Dat Nguyen.
He's still muted.
Abby Velasquez. I am really excited about this fight. So while Abby works on his audio.
Joe, can we do sign language?
I can't do sign language. I don't know it. But let's get to Brian Maxwell while Abby's
Brian
working
Maxwell.
out. Brian
What's
Maxwell.
up, fellas?
All I got to say about my man Brian Maxwell is that he's a winner. He's a winner, this guy. He keeps winning on the fucking podcast. Dude, you've won boxing gloves. Did you get the boxing gloves, by the way?
They actually just sent them out today.
They better have just sent them out today. They should have sent them out last month.
Yeah, Gwen called me earlier, and they're sent them out today.
All right, beautiful. So Brian Maxwell won a pair of boxing gloves. Now you got the official hemp Boca massage oil for after your training, and you could actually rub this on your lady friend as well.
Or
I think
after he
she'll like
wins, 4 girls can rub it on his calves. They're going to be a little fatigued, maybe a little on the triceps and the shoulders, might be a little bit fatigued.
You're a fucking winner, dog. That's all I got to say. So, Brian, thank you for being on the podcast. You got a big fight coming up on BKFC 10. I want to know, what is your mindset going into this battle that you have on Saturday night?
Well, first of all, my mindset is I'm blessed to be back once again. That's first and foremost. And, second of all, this is probably the biggest fight I've ever had in my life. And I'm very well prepared for it. I know Mr. Diaz has been sleeping on me, and people around him have been talking shit, but it is what it is.
Well, Maxwell Health Coffee about to wake his ass up. That's what I'm saying. Maxwell House Coffee about to wake that ass up, Joe. No, I'm just kidding. Yes.
This is probably the best prepared for a fight. I've been in a while.
I'm talking shit.
And, I'm feeling super good about this fight. I've done my homework, like I'm sure he's done his homework. And, I know some things and they know some things, and I'm just ready to bang. I'm ready to get this fight over with. No, I'm not ready to get it over with. I'm ready for weigh-ins and to see their reactions to how I look, because I know they're thinking I'm a fat boy still, but I cut this weight. I'm looking good. I feel good. I'm in great shape right now. I switched some things up in my fight camp. So surprise, surprise, it's going down.
I believe it, man. I mean, you're Ray's pick, by the way. Me and Ray were talking about this earlier.
I picked you, Brian, so you know.
And Ray, let's talk about that. Why do you pick Brian Maxwell to win this battle?
The jab and bare knuckle is a dangerous punch. So when guys kind of rely on the jab, when I see Brian kind of throw those lead hooks and the cross from the outside, I think those are the safer bet. I think that the damage is going to do more than the volume. I like his ability to move in and out, also laterally. When I watch he's got a lot of God-given talent, and hopefully he continues to cultivate it, like he says. Getting sexy right now, losing that weight, coming in with the six-pack abs. Did you know that they are going to have ring? Did you know that they're going to have ring card guys at BKFC 10?
Wow.
I'm kidding. That's totally false, man. I was going to say you got that six-pack for nothing.
Oh man. But yeah, man, I'm definitely excited about this fight. I know why I'm being brought there. All the odds are against me, but hey, I have nothing to lose. Win, lose, or draw. I have nothing to lose, so I'm coming out to give it my all. And I'm ready for this fight. Like I'm more pumped about this fight because, like I said, he's a bigger name. I'm a Mr. Nobody, and I love being an underdog. I've been an underdog since I started playing sports at the age of 5. I was always the guy that was too small. Oh, you don't have any size. Blah blah blah, and then it took being an underdog. It makes me better. I like to prove people wrong. You feel what I'm saying? So with this fight, I know I'm gonna come out on top. They're gonna take me slightly, but I got some tricks up my sleeve, and
let me ask
I've been busting my ass.
Let me ask you something. You've been training, right? As you said, people look at you as the underdog, but you're the one that's been training. You know everything that you've been going through. You got that mental game going right now. If you had to make a prediction right now for Saturday in your fight, what is your prediction? How is this thing going to end?
Well, my prediction, I'm gonna knock him out. I don't know which round I'm gonna knock him out, but I'm going to knock him out. He thinks he's gonna knock me out within the first 10 seconds of the first round because of his raggedy ass Instagram post, asking everybody if they wanted to see a dead body. I mean, that's cool. You're the hometown guy. That's cool, but you got to be confident in yourself. I've been there, but you can't sleep on the underdog. So the underdog is coming to town, and the underdog is ready to bang.
I'm with you, bro. Well, I'm wishing you the best business. I'm wishing you the best of luck, bro. I will be there Saturday. I'll be conducting interviews live at the pay-per-view, and I would love to have you stop by the booth, and we could do the interview in the ring. We could do it in the crowd. We could do it in the parking lot. We could do it in the bathroom. Goddamn concession stand, bro. I would love to.
I'm down for whatever, man. Maybe we can grab a beer or something afterwards too.
We'll be floating around Fort Lickerdale, brother. Trust me on that one.
I know that's right.
All right, Reggie. Thank you, Brian. I'm sorry, Brian. Thank you so much, brother. I appreciate you coming on the podcast. I wish you nothing but the best of luck, man. And Saturday
Thank you guys for having me as always.
Absolutely, brother. Ray?
Can you give us your most awkward game face before we terminate the feed?
I do want to give a big shout out to Reggie Barnett. He's another Virginia native, just like me. And, the Virginia boys are coming to town.
He's having a baby, man. Make sure you send a gift. Don't be cheap, Brian Maxwell. Don't be cheap.
We had such a good time talking to Reggie just now, man. He's a classy dude, man. We had a lot of fun, bro.
Yeah, Reggie's my boy, man. He's one of the guys that, he started paving the way for us Virginia boys, and mad respect for Reggie. Yeah. Reggie's an awesome guy, awesome fighter. And, I'm finally on the fight card with him again. It's been a long time since I've been on the same fight card with him. I was on the MMA card with him some years ago, but hey, we back, Reggie. The Virginia boys stand up. But, like I said, thank you guys for having me, and thank y'all for letting me win everything. That's what happens when you go to every show and watch every show on pay-per-view.
And Brian, real quick, man.
Brian, you're a true fan,
Brian, I'm about to hang up right now, but seriously, man, give Elton John his glasses back, bro. Don't be so mean.
Hey, look, everybody loves the red glasses.
I love it, man. All right, Maxwell, let's go.
Best of luck, bro. Saturday.
All right, thank you, guys.
You got it. Another
great interview. Fucking great
classy dude. I'm excited right now. And I got to tell you, I don't even know where my mind is going right now because we've had so many amazing guests that have been on the podcast, one after the other. But I got to tell you, we've been talking about it. I've been talking about it since last night. Jim Allers, Caleb Harris, we brought it up. Dat Nguyen, Abby Velasquez. We've been talking about it on the podcast for almost 2 hours now. We have both Dat Nguyen and Abby Velasquez on the line right now. Let's get it going. Let's get it started.
It's about to go down.
And let's do it.
All I do is win, 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 no matter that.
Win, win, win.
Fuck! I don't know right now. My mind is blown. That I will tell both of you gentlemen right now that I've been saying this since the fight was announced. This fight between you two is going to be the surprise fight of the night. This is it. It's going to be fireworks. I am so excited to see both of you in the ring right now. So I want to welcome both of you on the podcast. Abby, you've been on the podcast already. Welcome back. Dat, first time on. Thank you for joining the podcast. And I want to ask Abby first, if you don't mind, Dat. Abby,
yeah,
great. I've seen a lot in you, especially in the BKFC and bare knuckle. I've seen a big change from the first fight that you've had up until the last fight that you've had, which was at BKFC 8 in Tampa. Big transition, getting better with every fight. Obviously, getting in better condition. What is your mindset going into this fight with a guy like that? That is well-seasoned boxer.
A guy like that.
A guy like that. He is a well-seasoned boxer, very quick, powerful as well, excellent head movement, and he can pace a fight. So what is your mindset going into a battle like that with a guy like that?
Shoot, my mindset's freaking is I'm ready. It's a challenge, I'm ready to go to war with that because he's experienced, I know he hasn't, he's been boxing for a while, but this is bare knuckle. It's a totally different game, The boxing is the boxing. I did MMA, so we're both putting it together and just meet us in one square circle.
How old are you, Abby?
I'm 26 now.
You look incredibly young. Like you look super young. I'm almost asking if you're old enough to be on Skype. I was gonna ask if your parents were gonna drive you to the fight.
Ouch!
No, bro, you're a handsome man. I'd say in the looks department, I'm giving the first round to Abby.
Yeah, I like that.
Abby's like, dude, what are you saying right now? Bro, honestly, so this was your fight at BKFC 8, which I must point out an error that bare knuckle made. I got to point it out. So when they put the tail of the tape up, they actually had this as Abby's debut, which this is totally true.
Yeah.
You saw that, right?
Got that wrong.
They totally got. I was like, this is not Abby's debut, dog. Like, wasn't your debut against Bedford, or could you correct me on that one?
Sean West.
Okay, it was Sean West, then Bedford.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
We do got to give Feldman and BKFC credit for young promotion. They put on a tremendous show. Little mistakes like that are going to happen. When the UFC came out with the Reebok kit, they got Connor's country wrong, Anderson Silva's name wrong, Jermaine Durant, they fucked up and that's the biggest promotion in the world.
But this is our boy Abby right here. I mean, Abby at his best right now in bare knuckle. You know, I mean, I've seen more technicality, so to speak, in this fight. I've seen in previous.
He's 26, brother. That's a young guy. Of course, he's going to be on the upswing. He's still physically mature. He's probably not going to see his prime for about another 4 years in traditional stand-up fighting.
So for a guy like that, and Dad, I want to ask you this question. You got a young gun like this coming up, trying to make a name for himself. What are you trying to do in a fight like this against a guy like Abby Velasquez to stop him?
You got to break their will, you know, especially young guys. I was once in their spot, so I know how they feel. They're hungry to prove themselves and they train hard. So I don't underestimate anybody I fight, especially you know, this kid here. He's hungry. He's looking to prove himself. So you know, I have to break his will, you know, and once you get in there and you feel the pressure that I'm gonna put on him, that's when you're gonna find out if you're a true champion or not, you know, and how much heart you have. Because I've been in there many years, so I've been there, done that, and you know, through experience is wisdom. And like I said, when I was 27, 26, his age, you know, I thought I was very strong. I was going to be able to beat guys that is older than me. But now that I'm actually older, I'm actually at my prime because I haven't fought for 10 years. You know, this past 10 years, I never had a promoter, a manager, a trainer. So I've been in the temple for 10 years, you know, in a monastery training. Basically, I opened a gym 10 years ago. So I consider that as being in a monastery, you know, Buddha temple. You just learn the art over again. And that's why I have gotten so much better over the year.
Where are you from, Dad?
I'm Vietnamese. I was born in Vietnam, but I came
Jiao. Jiao.
Yes, I came. Ciao.
All I know is hello, Joe.
I came to Hawaii when I was 8 years old, and I grew up in Hawaii, you know. And I mean, if you watch bare knuckle from the early stage, they had Kendall Grove. Kendall Grove was actually my high school teammates from wrestling.
Kendall Grove and Carl Parisian, two of those original judo guys, fucking both assassins.
Yeah, yes. Kendall Grove actually fought in bare knuckle 1 and 2, I think, or something like that. Yes. So we still friends. You know, we still keep in touch in social media. So. I see him on it. I like, you know, I get on it because I grew up in Hawaii, and bare knuckle is not new to me, you know, because people think, oh, I'm a boxer. I always use my hand. In Hawaii, you have a problem with each other, you throw down bare knuckle. So you know where I came from.
Mahalo.
Mahalo. Yeah, that's Hawaiian, baby.
Mahalo. Aloha. What's up, brother?
There you go. Well, I will tell you, Dad, I definitely am a fan. I'm a fan of both of you guys, obviously. But, you know, both of you guys are different individuals. You know, you have different styles. But, Dad, what I like about you is the fact that you're quick. You know how to move your head around. You know how to work inside very well. And you're also a showboat guy. And for a fan like me, I really enjoy that showboat style. Yeah. You know, so you're not afraid to, you know, to go out there, you know, put your hands behind your back kind of thing and then scrap when you need to. So I really enjoy watching you as an entertainment factor, watching you fight. But obviously there's skill there. I think personally, in my opinion, this is going to be a super evenly matched battle between the two of you. So, Dad, my question to you is, what does it take for you to beat a guy like Abby Velasquez? And what is your prediction for the fight?
You know, I already knew his game plan. You know, I mean, you know, he's not going to change overnight. You know, he's a southpaw. His style is what it is. You know, I've been watching a few of his fights, and you know, he's looking to hit and run. So I already knew that. You know, I've been with many different type of fighters in my career, so I'm gonna have to chase him down. You know, if he wants to fight me, you know, hands up and you know, in the pockets, close range. Make it a phone booth fight. We can do that, but I know he's not up to that. He wants to hit and run and trying to use his feet. So I already know that. So I'm gonna have to chase him down and break him up, and then make him quit. You know, that's what Johnny Bedford did. So I'm pretty sure he's into a different type of animal because I'm a different type of animal compared to Bedford because I have a big plan. I have a big goal that I set for myself. The reason why I joined bare knuckle because I know it's the next big thing, and people, the fan base love a good fight, and I come to fight. I don't take a step back. You know, you see my last fight. I was in the worst shape possible when I fought Travis Thompson, and I still still in there with him. You know.
Well, Travis Thompson is here right now, dog.
Bro, I had a 4-day notice. Don't tell me that you're in the worst shape. You're in good shape. You know that. You can talk that all you want. No, you weren't.
So it was an evenly matched because Travis Thompson fought very well. He jumped right on me the first round, and I was like, oh man, this guy jumped on me the first round. He's gonna get tired. I know exactly he's gonna get tired.
Yeah.
So I let him do what he does.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. I did get tired, but I only had 4-day notice, brother. Like that was my game plan. Just like you have to have a game plan. You have to have an idea.
You had 4 days notice. I had 4 days notice too. But I tell you something. The last 10 days when I fought my last fight, the last 10 days, I didn't even train. I didn't even hit the bag because you know why? I went to the sauna and I got sick. I had a runny nose, and I said, you know what? If I train, I'm not gonna be able to fight. So I had to let my body rest. So the last 10 days, I didn't even train. I didn't even run. I didn't do nothing.
You had an opponent before that, though. So you had an opponent before that. I didn't know.
Right. But you know me, I'm a warrior because I know it's only 10 minutes of fighting. I can fight. I don't even have to train. I can fight 10 minutes. I can tell you that because 10 minutes of fighting. I've been fighting for 36 minutes my whole career. So 10 minutes is nothing. I sometimes I don't even train. I go into the gym. I go 12 rounds. So 10 minutes is nothing for me to be.
Hey guys, I know that Travis had technical difficulty. We're gonna get to him to a minute. Dad, I'm a big fan of the Vietnamese people and Buddhism, but Abby Velasquez has been patient, quiet, and I gave him a little bit of a razzing for looking so handsome and young when he came in. I want to give Abby a chance to grab the mic real quick. And Abby, I want you to give it, I want you to tell some of the fans. You obviously look like a really respectful young guy. When I watch you fight, you have incredible power for your size. You love to move forward, and you've got some explosivity to your movement. Go ahead. The floor is yours. Either talk shit, be humble, whatever you want. Go.
Yeah, no, man, I'm ready. Like I said, like this is Dad doesn't know what I'm doing. He doesn't know what I'm training. Like I said, like I'm evolving. I'm changing my game plans. I'm doing differently. Like he thinks I'm a southpaw. Well, hey, I do both, buddy. So I'm just giving you that little secret right there. So a little hint right there. So you think that you can put that pressure on me, but at the same time, buddy, I already faced Johnny. Johnny's more better than you. I'll tell you that for sure. So I ain't worried about him. I ain't worried about you. So you're the one that gotta be worried about me. I got that one power hit, and you saw that. You see him around. You see in that Rick Caruso fight, that 1 second knockout. So be ready, bro.
Can I give you guys some comedic nicknames before we go?
I love this, man.
Yeah.
Can I do it? Abby, can I respectfully give you a nickname? We got Abby, the Teen Dream Velasquez, and Dat, the Beast from the Far East Win. About to come live via way of Hawaii and his mom's house because she's going to let him out to fight on Saturday night. These two boys are going to let it fucking fly. Let's go.
Wait, I got one better.
What?
Since we keep bringing up Johnny Bedford, would y'all like to talk to him?
Oh my God! Sure.
Let's go. Let's bring Johnny up. Let's bring Johnny up. Because
Johnny Bedford, the man who's making headbands great again. Let's go, Johnny Bedford.
I just sent
Johnny. Where's Johnny?
Dog.
Where is he?
But I gotta say, there's another thing I want to throw.
Hey, I want to say a thing. Travis Thompson, he got a ton of heart. He has a heart of a lion. And during the fight, we had a lot of fun with each other, talking to each other because I told you, I hit him with some really good shot. And this guy, man, he stood right there and took it and smiled back. And so we had a good time in there. And I'm telling you, if he's in great shape, it's going to be tough for everybody.
You know what? A lot of people don't know is that the Kaufmans train both of us.
What is that? Marshall trains you?
Kaufmans. I train at King's Gym. Yep.
You're cutting out. I can't really hear you much.
I said we both train at King's Gym.
King's Gym.
Yes, I used to train there. I used to train there for many years. Yes. Yeah.
King's out in California?
It's a small world out there, Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I tell you what, no matter what, Joe, anybody that's trained before, as much as these guys are going to throw some shade and talk some smack, it's a small brotherhood. It's a fraternity. Anybody that knows what it takes to put in the work to get ready to perform, man, it's brutal. It's taxing. The payoff is relatively low. Speaking of brutal, we got the man making
do it.
We got the man making headbands great again. He's going to keep headbands great in 2020. Johnny motherfucking Bedford.
What's up, guys? Good to see you, man. Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
I want to say something before everybody speaks. I just want to say, Johnny, welcome back to the podcast. The last time I had you on, we had a blast, man. You're a class act. Great talking to you, bro. Thank you for coming on again. We got a scrap going down.
Real quick, one of the most entertaining guys on Tough ever. That show has fallen off since Johnny Bedford was there. One of the most entertaining, funny, real guys in the house. Thanks for the fights, Johnny. Thanks for the entertainment. I'm a fan. Good to meet you.
Appreciate that, man, very much. Again, sorry I missed most of the show. I was running the gym tonight. I got out, so here I am, dude. I'll go back and listen to what I missed later on, maybe tomorrow, whatever. But yeah, thanks for having me again. I had a blast last time, so I was honored to do it again.
No, man, thank you, man, and it's always a pleasure to have you on. So, Johnny, we've been talking. Obviously, Dat, Abby, they're going head to head. A little Johnny Bedford talk came up, in the conversation.
Abby said that Johnny Bedford is mo better than Dat Nguyen. Abby threw you some compliments. He said you're mo better than Dat Nguyen.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. I have no dog in that race. I don't. I know Abby now personally. Obviously, we shared the cage or the ring together, and I've watched him fight. His other 3 wins. I think I've been at 2 of them at least. So that wins. Obviously, he's a big name guy that got signed to the promotion that gets thrown right into the mix because of what he's accomplished in boxing. So adding some flavor to the roster. I like it. Yeah, I'm really excited about that fight. I'm excited that I'm going to be there live to get to watch it.
Johnny, good. I'm glad you're going to be there live. I'll be there live too. So I love this.
Don't leave yet, Johnny. Don't leave yet, Johnny. I know that after I beat Vasquez, I tell here he will change his mind about who's better, and then we can talk some smack, and then I can fight for the belt with you next. So I'm excited about that.
That's what they're saying. They're saying the winner's
Are you
going to
excited?
get a crack at the champ. So
That would be me.
I know.
That's
Everybody's after you. Everybody's after you, bro. Everybody's after you. You're the champion, the king of the mountain.
I already got this, man. Dad, you already got a black eye. I don't know where that you're getting from, bro. And I think you look sick too. So I already got this in the bag, dude.
Wow. Woo! Dat and Abby said that Johnny's O has got to go. Little bit of shade from Abby, the teen dream,
I'm coming for that belt,
and
baby.
Dat, the beast from the Far East, win.
Ooh, the Far East, dog.
See, I am on my iPhone right now, so that's the reason why the lighting is not that great in here.
I thought you were at a disco.
Don't worry. No, I'm at my restaurant right now. See, you can see my restaurant.
You got a
there,
restaurant? Oh shit, nice.
Wow.
Very, very nice restaurant. Very nice.
That restaurant looks hot.
Yeah.
I thought it was a club.
Look at that. It's a 5-star restaurant, man.
Hey,
You know what
Dad.
I mean, I took some time off to do the bare knuckle stuff.
Do you guys make pho?
Yeah, I mean,
So I want you to make a T-shirt. The Vietnamese food is called pho, but it's pronounced pho, and you should make shirts that say "down to pho."
Down to pho, yeah, man. The best pho, man. I'm telling you. You know how much my bowl pho around here costs? $17 a bowl. Most people sell it for $12 because we get good shit. People eat it like crazy here.
Where is this
I'm
restaurant?
telling you, look at the restaurant.
It's just good.
Look at the restaurant.
Where do I have to go to get there? Where is that at?
In Vero Beach. That's about
shit,
2
right near me.
hours north of Fort Lauderdale.
No,
95.
bro,
We're right here,
bro. We in Boynton Beach, dog. I want to come out there and have some pho.
Yeah, come down to my restaurant. The food is on me. How about that?
That's what's up.
Wow.
No comp tickets, but I get some pho. That's what's up.
You know what? See
You
this?
guys come down here. The food is on me.
CBD
I take it,
oil
bro.
by Hemp Boca. I'm going like this right now.
Oh shit!
I'm excited. I'm excited.
You realize how close this, man? We got a young up and comer fighter on the rise. We
Yes.
got something that, and honestly, Dad, I mean this with all due respect. Asian fighters are not typically known for their showmanship. You bring a level of entertainment that maybe some other fighters from the Asian countries don't normally bring. We have Johnny Bedford, a guy that is steeped in MMA royalty. He's been around forever, back in the days of Brian Caraway when tough was still something that became a platform for fighters to fight. And we have a young up-and-comer tough guy in the Animal.
The Animal is the Animal, bro. And if you've noticed, in every fight that Travis Thompson has had, at least I've seen in bare knuckle, every fighter has called him a fucking animal right to his face in the ring because he's an animal. So I want to ask you, Travis, you've been sitting there patient for quite some time, and I want to thank you for that.
I love that.
Abby Velasquez versus Dat Nguyen. Who do you got? Who you got?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Johnny Bedford, I know you're going to be tuning in. I'll get you next, buddy.
But I want to know who Travis got. Who you got?
Yeah.
Damn,
Okay, look.
We're trying to get Travis, dog.
Johnny, who do you got in Abby versus Dat? Since you're the one, the lion at the top of the hill is not as hungry, but when he wants the food, it's there. So obviously you're the guy. You're 5-0. You're the one calling the shots. Who do you see coming out on top, Johnny?
Put me on the spot. Oh, you guys like controversy. I'll be honest. I see Dat winning a decision. I don't. And the truth is I think it sells more. I don't think many people want to see the rematch with Abby and I. I think adding some new flavor into this roster. Scared, bro. Don't even get me started. I'm gonna hurt your feelings tonight. I'm gonna hurt your feelings.
I want to talk about it.
I'm trying to be nice, Abby. Don't start with me, bro. Like I'm trying to be nice.
Bro, Johnny Bedford is like a younger version of Matt Brown. He is a terrifying man.
I don't think I'm that much younger than him, but all right. I'll take the compliment.
Matt Brown's had a lot of fights, man. He's lived hard.
All right. Yes. So Bedford calls it. He's the champ. He's the only guy that's 5-0. He was a trivia question tonight, which is amazing. Johnny, you were a trivia question tonight. Who's the only bare knuckle fighting championship fighter that is 5-0 right now? It's Johnny Bedford. So thank you. Brian Maxwell should be thanking you right now because he won some amazing hemp boca massage and anointing oil, which is amazing stuff to help heal your muscles after training. It's pretty amazing stuff. So thank you, Johnny Bedford, for that. But Johnny, I want to get Abby's take on it. Johnny Bedford just said that he thinks Dat's going to beat you. What is your response to Johnny from that?
How about that? He could think whatever he wants, man. But when we get in that square circle, man, it's a whole different level, man. I know what I'm capable of, and he sees. So he don't want to see me again. That's one thing.
Who are you selling that to? No, you know who doesn't want to see that again? Bare Knuckle doesn't want to see that again.
I don't know if you're gonna make weight though.
They don't want to pay me a lot of money to smack you around a second time. Okay. It doesn't make any sense. Nobody wants to see that, bro. I made you fucking quit. You quit on your knees. Yeah. So you're a quitter.
Okay.
Like, don't come at me, man. Like I was trying to be cool. Like I hope you win because it'll be the easiest fucking paycheck of my life in the rematch.
Let's do it. I hope when I get this win, you better be ready and cut that weight. That's all I got you.
I hope so.
I hope so too. Because when I get that win, I'm gonna be crying.
Crying? Who's crying? Who's crying?
Yeah. Just wait. When I win against that, when I win against that, I'm gonna come talk straight up to you.
You've had
if you come to the fight.
You guys
hope you come to that fight. Come to that fight.
I'll
see what happens.
I'll be there.
All right, be there.
I'll
show you out when I get that win.
Okay. You keep telling yourself that. No one else believes that, but you and maybe like the 4 people in your house right now.
Hey,
but you're right.
We'll see.
Right. Everyone's seen that fight. It's on YouTube, homie. Like we can post.
Yeah.
Like me standing over you like 6 times, like just like you're.
That's
like
when I started, buddy. That's when I started. I started that time, man. And you had already experienced. You already knew how to play the game. I started. I was a youngie, buddy.
You got one more fight. You got so much more experience now. You got one more bare knuckle fight.
Let me come right back.
I'm going to smack you around again. I hope that oh my gosh, please.
Right. And I hope I get one.
Let me come right back, guys. I come back. Connections right.
That win. I hope. That leave?
That
Did he
dropped
leave?
out. He had a
Oh,
certain
what?
foul out to
somebody ordered delivery, so he had to go deliver to 374 Maple.
I mean, I wish, I truly do. I wish you
All
all,
right.
the best, man. I hope you do beat this kid. I root for bare knuckle guys first and foremost. I'm rooting for you. I'm
Yeah,
rooting
man.
for Reggie. Um,
I'll be honored to fight you again, bro. I'd
I
love to
appreciate
face
that.
an undefeated, bro.
You've asked for it. You've asked for it from the beginning.
I gotta say
I've
it.
talked some shit, but you know what? You keep saying it, so you believe it, and I can respect
Yeah.
that. You want a chance again, so you win. I
It's
think
like
you
you
did it.
believed it's like you won the belt. You believed it. So hey, I'm believing it too.
Hey, listen, guys, I gotta say it. That's back, by the way. He did a really quick Uber Eats. Somebody
Bro, his
came in
cardio
from
is
Uber Eats.
insane. He went 18 blocks away to deliver 3 bowls of dog. They didn't even tip him, and he came back. That wins the type of guy to deliver with no tip with a smile. Abby Velasquez, the type of dude to take your daughter out and knock on the door to say hello to the dad. And Johnny Bedford's the type of dude, instead of a belt, to get a championship headband. I'm a fan of all three of you guys.
Well, I gotta say it. And Ray, you're out of your mind. I love it. But all right, so Abby right now, a little agitated. I noticed from Bedford's comments. But Bedford, I want to ask you this question. Abby has actually, since the fight that he's had with you, he's definitely grown as a fighter. He
hit puberty. He's 5'10" now.
He's a different fighter right now. He's stronger. He's fucking lamb. I love Abby. Abby's
Dude,
such a good
I'm a
dude,
fan.
man.
Everyone we
Abby's
talked
a
to
good dude.
tonight, everyone's been fucking great.
But honestly, Bedford, we're just talking as boys right now. But all right, you guys had that first fight. I felt like Bedford dominated the first fight. I feel, no disrespect to Abby. He's a great fighter. He definitely kicked my ass, so there's no disrespect there. But obviously, Abby's a better fighter now than he was when he faced you the first time, Johnny. So is there any difference in the way you think based on the first time you fought him as to how he's progressed now as a fighter?
No. I don't think he's grown. I think he beat Rick Caruso, who I think anyone else on the roster beats Rick Caruso. And I think he got his third win, and I think that I don't know what happened. Maybe he did hit puberty. I don't know what happened. I fought since we fought too. Actually, I won a world title since I beat him up. So don't think that he's the only one gaining experience and growing and getting better, because I fought way better opposition and still dismantled them too. Like, I'm still getting better.
All right.
He don't want to fight me again. He's selling shit, whatever. Like, his poor wife don't want him to fight me again. Don't do that to your family, bro. Don't do that to your family. I'm gonna
Don't be coming family up in here, bro. You don't want your kids to see you get smacked either, bro. Don't be coming now. Don't be bringing your family here.
Hold on.
Fair enough. I'll respect that.
Respect. All right. So, wow. Yeah, that was a little wild.
I don't want to be a part of this.
I feel like they're gonna kick my fucking ass on Saturday. Please don't. I can't really fight that well. But listen. So Johnny, 5-0 champ, Police Gazette, bare knuckle. I mean, the best record right now, officially, in bare knuckle fighting championship. One of the hottest stars right now. What's next for you? Have you heard anything from Dave Feldman, the bare knuckle family? Who's your next opponent? And if you haven't heard anything yet, do you feel that the winner of the Abby Velasquez and that Nguyen fight will be the next opponent for you to defend your title?
I do. I think, unfortunately, I do. I say that because where'd Artem go? Artem was talking all kinds of smack. I mean, I shouldn't say smack because he didn't talk smack. It was very respectful, but he lost to Jason the night that I won, and he said that he wanted to fight me. I wanted to fight him. Where did he go? It's the bigger name fight. Obviously, ideally, I'm still hunting Artem Lobov. That's my goal, but obviously, I've got to stay busy, and the roster, the division, the 135-pound division's got to move on, and I'm trying to stay as active as I can. I am 37 years old. I'm really good at this sport. I'm trying to, stay as busy as I can and keep collecting checks. So I plan on defending the 35-pound belt. I'll stay active at 45 if they have guys for me like Artem or Jason or whoever wants to toe the line. I mean, I'll collect a paycheck every damn month. I'm really am trying to fight as much as they can get me on. I understand the sport's new. They've only got, X amount of fighters per card. But I'm trying to stay as active as I can. I'm the only guy 5-0. I want to be the only guy 10-0. Like, I
Yep.
just want to keep busy.
I'm with you, bro. And I gotta say, man, all you guys are hard workers. And this is no disrespect to anybody here that's in the chat right now, but the hardest worker in the room right now is Dat Nguyen, because he made about 17 deliveries since he logged out. Now he logged back in again. Dat, welcome back to the podcast.
Yeah.
Dat, so if it's possible that you are able to pass Abby Velasquez, do you feel that you deserve a title shot for the Police Gazette and Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, lightweight championship against Johnny Bedford? Yes or no?
Absolutely, because I've been a veteran for 15 years in this sports, and I've been, it's my turn to take this title and fight for the title from Bedford. So I think the fight between me and Bedford will be the biggest fight in bare knuckle, because I'm been a boxer and he's been a well-known UFC fighter. So it's basically gonna bring a lot of interest,
Yep.
Bedford is a great fighter. He's been around. He's been a veteran just like me. We're about the same age, so we deserve to be fighting on a big stage as a main event. So I think that will create more interest. So I'm excited about that. But I'm not overlooking. I'm not disrespecting my opponent there. Adele, he's a good fighter. He's a young fighter, and he has worked hard. So you cannot overlook him. But like I said, I'm in great shape. And once he's get into the ring with me, in this circle ring, he gonna doubt himself, and I'll make him quit.
Dat Nguyen, Vietnamese knockout since 1978, and as always, delivery is free. So cringe. She's like, fuck this guy.
All right. Well, the vibe that I've been getting is that it's like that Johnny, but Abby's sitting there. Abby, come on, brother. What do you got?
What I got what? What do you want me to say?
Abby's like, dude, tomorrow after homeroom, I'm gonna go hit some mitts, bro, and I'm gonna fuck both these guys up, man. I'm gonna come home.
Just got out of practice
midnight on Friday, and we're gonna get turned.
Pretty is how it is, man. Like I said, I'm ready. I've been ready. I'm on weight. You can see me. I'm already on my sweats and everything. I just came back from practice, so I'm already good to go. Said I gotta wait till weigh-ins, and it sucks because I'm already on weight. So it is what it is. Like you said, Dat, I respect you, man. I got love for you, man. I hope I get some pho when I get over there. Get hit up your restaurant. It's pretty dope.
Absolutely.
I don't fuck with you.
Hey, next time you come after this week, after whatever happens, you come to my restaurant. I'll take care of you. Don't worry about that.
Oh, that's cool,
right?
man.
Yeah, brother. Win or lose, I love you, man. I love it.
Yeah,
I want that.
That's a lot of respect, man. You guys are fucking cool as shit, man. You're the coolest tough motherfuckers on the planet. I love you guys.
Everybody.
Thank you, guys.
You got it,
So,
man.
yeah, we're gonna put on a great show. So I want to thank everybody for watching, and I want to thank Joe for
you
giving
guys.
me the time to be on here. Thank you so much, Joe. And
Bro,
Bedford, looking forward to meeting you, my friend.
I'll see you this weekend, man. I look forward to meeting you as well, man. Best of luck to both of you.
Gentlemen, you guys are good dudes, man. I got to tell you guys, I'm a huge fan. I mean, I do a variety podcast show, but I just happen to be a bare knuckle fighting championship fan. And I think it's amazing. I
You do it.
love that sport. And I love the fact that I have you guys on this podcast. So I want to thank you guys for coming on my podcast and taking the time out of your schedule to come on my podcast. You guys are the fucking shit. You're gentlemen. You're awesome. You're tough motherfuckers. You would definitely kick my ass. So I want to be your best friend. And I wish you guys nothing but the best of luck. Seriously.
Abby, I'll hit you up on Xbox Live in an hour, bro. Fortnite party, me and you.
What the fuck, bro?
All right. Peace out, guys. Thank you very much.
Thank you. See you guys.
Oh, that was epic, man. That was fucking awesome. I love all those guys.
Dude, really great guys. And we got the animal.
Finally.
The animal.
Finally.
Yes.
Thank God. Thank you, Lord.
There we
Thompson
go.
animal.
There we go. How do I sound? Do I sound good now?
Dude, you sound like a goddamn professional. I love
I
it.
am. He's getting knocked the fuck out. I'm ready.
Dude, you're fucking awesome, man. Thank you for
I can't wait. I'm in. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. This is my chance. He was talking shit saying that he's got elite boxing skills. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Wait. Who said that?
Josh Boudreaux, the guy I'm fighting on Saturday.
So what's up with that?
That really pisses me off because you're going to tell me you have elite boxing skills. Dude, I have over 20 pro boxing bouts. I have some MMA fights, and I have 4 bare knuckle fights. You're going to tell me you have elite boxing skills when you've done nothing but amateur boxing. There's a big fucking difference between amateur boxing and professional boxing. And Dat would tell you that too if he were still on. Like this just angers me. Like Dat is an elite boxer. I went the distance with that. He's getting fucked up. Like that's all there is to it. I'm angry. Yeah. I actually want to know who is picking him. That's kind of what I want to know.
So Joe picked him. I picked you, Travis.
Don't listen to this guy.
Yeah.
Don't listen to this guy.
I know some people have picked him, and the people that have picked him, dude, there was one person that's a reporter that picked him. How the fuck could you pick him? Did you do your homework?
So
obviously not.
So I did my homework. I'm neutral only because of the podcast.
No,
Ray,
that's only because you're a reporter. You're supposed to be biased, but you know.
No. I'm not a reporter. I just fucking do this from my house.
Well, that's what I mean though. You're doing this stuff. You're doing podcasts. You can't be picking somebody, but you know for a fact who's fucking winning.
All right,
well, that's the person's on.
So Travis, from one buddy to another, and I want to consider you a buddy because I really don't want you to fucking throw me in a choke block. No, but honestly, these are the notes that I
He will go plow to your ass, Joe.
For Josh, for your opponent, I had 39 pro boxing fights is what I read up on. Okay? This is the information that I received.
Right. Hold on. Who gave you the fucking information? Because
Google, bro. Come on, dog.
He even said it. He even said that he didn't do a single pro boxing bout.
Wow, that's pretty intense because Google fucking reports fucking 39 pro boxing fights. But seriously, this is what I've read. Okay, no, but here's what I saw. I saw that he leads with his head. So I noticed a lot.
No, that's me. You're talking about me.
No, dude. Yeah, but you lead with your head up top. He leads with his head down low. Yeah. So for me, it's like when I fight a guy and he's leading with his head down low, he does not want to get hit in the face. And it's bare knuckle. So he clearly doesn't. So whenever he throws a punch, I've noticed in his fights, especially in bare knuckle, he's ducking in and he's leaning in to throw the punch. He does not want to get hit, right? Yeah, but he's also, that makes him susceptible to getting dirty boxed, clinched, putting your hand over the back of his neck, uppercutting him. That's not a good position you want to be in. So I did notice
he's susceptible to going the fuck to sleep.
Winds up on the overhand, dog. I'm seeing a lot of this. I'm seeing a lot of that on.
That's called casting your punches, Joe. Casting's for fishing, not for overhand rights. Fucking let's go, Travis Thompson.
Woo!
2 claps to the Ric Flair.
So what I noticed about Travis Thompson. This is what I noticed as a fan looking in. So please, Travis, do not kick my ass on Saturday. We'll be there. Don't kick my ass.
It doesn't bother me one bit. It does not bother me.
No, I know it doesn't. I know, but I got to throw the disclaimer out there because I'm going to dress nice. I got a cute face. The girls like
I'm going to have a suit on. I'm going to be like
All right. What I do notice about you is that you utilize the ring, which I like. You move around a lot. You know where you are in the ring. I've noticed in your fights, it's rare that you get boxed up in a corner or against the ropes. I've noticed that. And I think that's a very good skill to have as a fighter. You move your head a lot, which is great. You do switch to southpaw from time to time, which is another good thing. You got a lot of heart. Now, heart you can't teach. That's just something that's built in your genes, bro. And you definitely have it. You could take a punch. You fight inside, which I like. You got a hard chin. So
he could throw punches. What you're kind of saying, too, with that lateral movement.
Yes.
Your ability to throw punches at angles as you step to the outside, kind of slide out. You're actually staying active as you move. As opposed to some guys, they're efficient at getting out of the way of punches. Not a lot of guys can actually land as you slide out. As I saw one where you kind of rolled underneath and threw a little lead hook to the body as you rolled. Right. And when guys can exploit those little the ability at that high level, Joe, the ability to you're not really going to land punches like when you're hitting mitts. You have to find holes and exploit those holes if you can. I saw Travis do a great job moving side to side.
Right. I agree. It's tough. It is hard to find those, but you have to find the holes in the body and everything. I appreciate that, you guys. Yeah. And this isn't, I'm not being a dick. I know what I can do. I know what I can take. He does not have any power to put me down. I fought the best in my weight class. You had two of the guys, or all three of the guys that I fought and lost to have been on tonight. Okay, not one of them has put me down. They will not. Josh will not. There's no chance.
I picked you, Travis. Tonight is kind of my picks. I'm a little bit more of a.
There it is. Ray's pick.
I'm a little bit more of a fighter. Before we even spoke, I had you in my pick. So if I see you there and Mr. Boudreau, the Frenchman, if he wants to beat I hope that you fucking have my back.
I'll step it, dude. I got you all night. Don't worry, because he's going to sleep. He's not.
Bro, if you come up to like an out of shape 220 and tie one hand behind, like I'm good for 30 seconons.
That's fine.
I could throw a little slip roll 2-3-2. If you get me some pho to like re-carb load in between rounds, I can come back. We gotta call that
re-carb load. When you say re-carb, you mean grab a beer?
Wow, you body shaming me?
No, I'm saying I know what it is. I know what you got to do. You got to numb everything up. You throw a beer in there. See, I stay away from the beer. I gotta watch my weight. I gotta get down the weight. So it's only vodka for me.
All right,
I love the commitment, Travis.
I'll have vodka. Fort Lauderdale, me and you, we're gonna go to fucking. Where should we go? We're gonna go down to Voodoo Lounge if it's still open. I don't even know. We'll go down.
Travis, and Travis, the next. Where do you live, Travis?
I live in Pottstown, so I'm near Philly.
Oh, do you know like Kensington?
Yeah.
I cornered a buddy at the Armory in Kensington a couple years back.
The Armory, okay.
So small. Eddie Alvarez's hometown, man. Philly, Joe Frazier. It's a city steeped in fucking fight history. If you lived in Florida, the next time I'm performing, I would have given you some tickets. But if I'm doing stand up in AC, I'll hit you up on Instagram, man. I'd love to meet you.
Dude, I'll come to Florida. Yeah, the funny part is I got sponsors in Florida, so I got places. I got some places to go in Florida. I can go to Tampa all day.
Bro, I'm gonna like do my stand up surrounded by like other competitive fighters. This way, whenever I like make jabs at the liberals and people want to crucify me, I got Travis Thompson, Johnny Bedford, Dat Window. We'll serve you pho after we fuck you up. You just got beat up by a 15-year-old, Abby Velasquez. How you like me now? We can't fuck with Reg because he just had a baby. We got to keep Reg out of jail.
He's got to stay out of trouble.
Oh, dude, I've really appreciate. I've enjoyed our conversation tonight, man. I hope you liked it on your side too.
I love it. It's a great time. Great time. I enjoy all this shit, man. I'm gonna put on a show for you guys. It's gonna be a quick show, but it'll be on Saturday.
Well, I can't wait to watch the show. I'll be there, and
just don't blink. Just don't blink.
For those that don't know, you guys can see Travis on Desperate Housewives of Orange County this Saturday. He's got a reoccurring role as the bearded pool boy.
Hey, whatever. That's good by me. I mean, I think my wife can hear this. I don't think she likes that.
Oh man!
But yeah, she said it brings in money, so she don't care.
She's a smart woman, brother. That's absolutely right.
Yep, that's right. That's right.
Travis, thank you for sincerely from the bottom of my heart, man. As a guy who loves combat sports, I competed once upon a time. I'm still an advocate for the sport. Thank you for keeping up the training. Thank you for keeping up your skills. Thanks for bringing entertainment to us on Friday and Saturday night, so everybody could forget about life for a while. Because no matter how much shit you guys talk, how much shade you throw, really at the end of the day, you know, you're giving something for people so they can forget about what they got going on the weekend. And we as fans, even to Mr. Boudreau, you know, even though he's French, but you know, we appreciate that.
I make it a point after every event. I make sure I go out and I see everybody at the arena. So when I was in Wyoming for the very first one, I went out and I must have seen at least 90% of the people there. And that's what I do. I go sign autographs, sign the posters, all that stuff. Because without the fans, without all you guys, it's not possible. You know, I love it. I enjoy it.
Fuck it. Ward Travis Thompson. I got Travis late round 2, early round 3 after he wobbles him.
Nope. I think it's gonna be round 1. I think if it's round 2 or 3,
I think Boudreau might be so scared of the beard during the walkout he's gonna trip over the microphone wire and
it doesn't happen.
Qualified to continue.
No, it's okay. That's okay because I already weighed in, so I'm still getting paid.
you get if you weigh in, you get paid.
That's it.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
No, see, that's the thing. Like I work construction. I also have a landscape company, so this is just extra money for me. I've told people at interviews, like, you better watch what you say, because if you piss me off, I have no problem kicking the shit out of you at the, at the press conference.
I thought you were going to say you have no problem fucking up their lawn.
Oh yeah, that too. No.
So just for the record, Travis, I didn't piss you off tonight, did I?
Not at all.
Thank God. Travis, just for the record, who do you like better, me or Joe?
I love both you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah, it's a good guy.
You're neutral because you're a fighter. You're
That's- I
supposed
gotta
to
be-
be
yo,
neutral.
I gotta be neutral. I gotta be neutral in my picks.
So if me and Joe were gonna fight, who do you got to pick?
Oh, come
Well,
on.
I'm neutral. I'm neutral. But I will say, Joe said he's more of a lover, and you're already talking combos. So I mean, I'm kind of leaning one way, but I can't really say it.
See, here's the thing, Travis. I don't got to do the dirty work. I make other people do the dirty work
That's
for me.
right.
You know
That's
what
right.
I'm saying?
Because you're smart. You're smart. I got you. But see, I enjoy doing the dirty work. That's
I'm
why
great.
Dave has. Yeah, Dave
Travis
has
on my
me
team,
doing
bro.
the dirty work.
Travis on my team, bro. Fuck
All
you.
right. Team Mignon.
Hey, I don't give a shit. I love
Yeah,
it.
Mignon over here. Filet mignon. Well done after I'm done with it.
This guy better watch out. He talks a lot of smack, bro. I'm just staying quiet. You know what I'm saying?
It don't matter. It don't matter. It don't bother me one bit. I love it. It's all
I know this
entertainment.
fucker. I know this fucker since we're 14 years old. He looked like a little ball of dough when I known him. He was a little shit.
I was the fat kid that found jujitsu, Travis.
Yeah, good for you. Brazilian jiu-jitsu.
No, Canadian jiu-jitsu. We're more of a pacifistic.
Get out of it. What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
What are you talking
What are you talking about? I'm going to try to do a heel hook on you if that's okay with you.
Hey.
Oh, Jesus. Yeah, and then I studied Mai Tais over in the Philippines.
Oh, you're fucking right.
Martha Queensway, approach the line, gentlemen. Engage in fisticuffs.
Fisticuffs. Fisticuffs.
This fucking guy. Who the
Who the
Dude,
fuck are you?
Hey, Travis, I'm sure my buddy Joe eventually would love to have you on a one-on-one, especially after you win this next bout with Mr. Boudreaux.
Yeah, absolutely.
Let's do it, brother. Let's do it.
We'll do it there.
Say
We'll do
au
it-
revoir.
We're going to
to
do
Boudreaux.
it there with drinks in hand. We're good to go.
Let's do it, bro. Hey, I will be there this Saturday, Fort Lauderdale, at the pay-per-view live, conducting interviews. And I would love to have you on, brother.
And Travis, give us your most confused face before you leave.
The fuck you
Oh man, this is fucking great, brother. I'm a fan. I can't wait to meet you. I'll see you there, and hopefully we'll have. You can have beer after you win because you don't got to make way
I
for
don't
another.
drink beer. I don't drink beer because I got to be ready
Fine.
for the next one.
I'll get you an Oxy Colada.
Oh, jeez, oh man.
You're the man, Travis. Thank you,
Yeah,
brother.
You guys are great. Thanks for your time. I appreciate you guys having me on.
Pleasure, brother.
God bless
Have
you, man.
fun. I'll talk to you guys later.
See you
guys
Saturday.
Saturday.
You got it. Everybody, that's a wrap. Guy Think Podcast. We did it. We went almost 3 hours tonight. We had to do it. It's important. It's bare knuckle fighting championship.
I didn't have to pee, but he did.
I went. I didn't care. I went while we were going.
And
Nobody
don't
knew
forget,
it.
when speaking of urine, you're in luck because for all your inflammation needs and worries, no more Tylenol, no more toxic ingredients for your liver. You can contact Boca Hemp for CBD massage and anointing oil. Not just anointing oil. They also have a topical rub. And on top of the topical rub, we also have, what is this? Oh, that's more massage anointing oil. And this looks like a roll-on deodorant. But it's age spot care and brightening cream.
Brightening cream. So if you have sunspots, this is the stuff for you. This is the actual oil, the cannabinoid oil.
Cannabinoid, yeah.
Yeah, cannabinoid that you put underneath the tongue.
Sublingual.
It's fantastic. It relaxes you. And then, guys, you know what? Let's do it while we're on the podcast, Ray. Real quick, while we're ending the show. We got gummies. Again, I want to congratulate Chris Lobra from MMA Uncensored and Brian Maxwell, who's going to be competing. But Ray, grab a gummy. It's supposed to relax you.
These are edibles. Fucking Death Stars,
Edibles,
cocksuckers.
dogs. We have an edibles. Hemp Boca. Check it out. So, guys. Ray, honestly, let's talk about it real quick before we go.
Better tasting than a Sour Patch Kid.
It's pretty good. What did you think of this prediction show tonight? What were your thoughts?
My thoughts were, I'm obviously a big fan. I haven't done anything like this before where I talk to so many people. I literally became a fan of everybody, one more than the next. Maxwell was fucking hilarious.
Maxwell's great.
Reg was great. Travis
Reggie's
had
awesome.
Travis had some audio things in the beginning. I didn't know what to do. And then at the end, he turned out to be one of the most entertaining.
He's great.
Abby Velasquez loved to laugh at himself.
Yeah.
Dat Nguyen making deliveries for Vietnamese food in the middle of the interview.
He's great.
And,
How about Johnny Bedford?
Johnny
dude?
Bedford, just super
Isn't he
tough,
great?
relaxed, the single word
Chilling.
answer. So, Johnny, do you think that it's going to be tough for you after about? And he just goes, no. Am I missing anybody else that we had on? We had the Cuban assassin on.
The Cuban assassin.
Mr. Trujillo. He had his wife to translate. I was able to kind of help him. He was I mean, how do you not root for a guy like
what do
that?
you think about Jeff Houston, bro?
Bro, I forgot that was there was
Isn't he
not
great?
he kicked off the show
He's such a good
in such an
dude,
incredible fashion. He's
Yeah.
he's witty, he's sharp, he's
Super
got a
sharp.
great voice. His ability to recall information
Yeah.
in a timely fashion. He was wildly entertaining,
Yeah.
incredibly professional. Look for great things. I really hope that he becomes the next voice of combat sports as a whole.
He's a great guy, man. Overall, always.
I mean,
enjoying
Michael Buffer, I
talking to
think,
him,
is sort of
man.
retired, and Bruce is getting
Mhm.
up there in age, and not just on top of the voice, like his wealth of knowledge in combat sports. I think that it would really lend itself where the voice of these fighters could also take part in nights like tonight, where they speak intelligently on the fights. I think that Jeff could bring something new to the table, and he's young. He can't be more than 43, 44.
And he's a good-looking chap.
He can't.
Yeah.
He's
a
going to be
good-looking
around
chap.
for 15, 20, 25 years to come if he wants to be. Shout out to MMA Uncensored, the Fighting News.
Yes. And
who was-
Combat Insider.
That was Jeff's partner in
That was
crime,
Josh,
Combat
yeah,
Insider. Josh
exactly.
was a great guest.
Mhm.
If anybody else we left out,
We didn't. I don't think we left anybody else out. I think everybody that tuned in. Everybody that called in. Guys, just a full disclosure, we tried to get Stitch Duran on. I had to leave the show for a little bit to call Stitch Duran on the phone. We spoke. Unfortunately, technical issues. We couldn't get Stitch Duran on. Stitch Duran's a good friend of mine. I love the guy dearly. He will be at Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship 10 this Saturday night in Fort Lauderdale. We'll get a live interview with my buddy Stitch. Great guy, great gentleman. We did try to get Dave Feldman on a couple of times. Unfortunately, we could not get Dave and Hector Lombard on. We tried to get them on. I was trying to get that going while we were doing the podcast. Unfortunately, these things happen sometimes. But that's
Hillary
okay.
Clinton actually experienced some technical difficulties when she wanted to call in. She's a big fan of combat sports. Bernie hasn't really been our biggest supporter, but
the problem with Hillary was the fact that she had to answer the code question. Did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself? She said no. So that's what happened. She couldn't get in. She said yes, she would have got in. So that happened. Apologies, liberals.
If you guys had fun tonight, make sure to reach out to Joe. It was fun for me to be here. Hopefully I brought something that was worthwhile. If not, tell him fuck that guy, and he'll do it by himself next time.
Guys, we had a blast. This is the first time ever on the fly doing a show like this for me. My good buddy Ray that I've known for over 20 years. We went to high school together.
Fuck.
It's pretty fucking crazy. He's a fight analyst. He's legit, so that's why I wanted him here to weigh in. I'm a fan of bare knuckle. I'm a fan of boxing. I like MMA, but I always want to make sure that I be as professional as possible on this show. So that's why I brought Ray in for this particular episode. But I want to tell you guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sticking out during the entire episode. I really appreciate it. Do me a favor. If you liked it, follow A Guy Thing Podcast. You could do it on social media. You could do it on Instagram. You could do it on Facebook. You could do it on YouTube. You could do it on Twitter. You could.
We're trying to increase the presence on Craigslist. So
yeah,
you go to Craigslist and MySpace and AskJeeves.com. That would be great for us.
Appreciate it. Also, check the website, guythingpodcast.com. It's updated every month. You're going to see the listeners.
Leave a comment when you're on Pornhub.com.
You
This
can
way
do that
people,
too.
after they finish what they're doing, be like, hey,
It's a guy thing.
it's a guy thing, but now that you've blown your load, go and be entertained. It's not just fighters.
Thank you, Ray. I appreciate that. Check it out, the website, analytics, previous guests that have been on the podcast, future guests that'll be on. Also, subscribe if you got the fucking
smash that like
button. The motherfucking Apple Podcast, if you got Spotify, if you got whatever, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. It really
If you
helps
got a
to grow the
Walkman,
show.
you're fucked.
Yeah, we don't do the Walkman anymore.
Are
unfortunately.
iPods still a thing?
iPods aren't a thing either. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. It was a lot of fun. We're just chilling tonight.
I had a great time, Joe.
So many fighters called in, and we appreciate all of you that have called in and taken the time to be a part of this. We're going to do more stuff like this. Ray, you're more than welcome to join again.
Did you enjoy it, Joe?
I had a good time.
Good.
I did. I really had a good time. I'm glad you
didn't.
joined. I'm glad you didn't have a good time. But enjoy the CBD oil and get the fuck out of my face. But Ray, seriously, I would love to have you back again to join the next.
Be great. Shout out to all the fighters. You guys were fucking phenomenal,
Guys are the
tremendous.
best.
And
Yeah.
if you're still watching the podcast, like we're just wrapping it up.
Wrapping
Go
it up.
home.
Get out of here.
It's over.
Get out of here. It's done. You don't gotta go
stop
home.
It. Go.
But you don't gotta go home.
Closing
But you gotta get the hell out of here.
You don't have to go home, but
Oh,
you
somebody
can
dropped.
Stay.
Congratulations, Chris LeBlanc from MMA Uncensored and Brian Maxwell.
Shout out to Brian Maxwell for winning more shit.
Brian Maxwell's a fucking goddamn winner.
You took
That
my
man.
gloves, Brian Maxwell. You taking everything I worked for.
Brian Maxwell's a winner, bro. That's all I got to say about that guy. He's a winner.
Oh.
And all of you are winner for sticking out. God bless you all. Thank you. But it's 10:48 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to go to work tomorrow, guys. God bless you. Take care.
Train by day, Guy Thing Podcast.